Hello everyone, welcome to What If Deku Went Rogue and Joined Forces with DxD, Ruby and Blake Part 2. Before we start, please go support DarkUnknownReader for writing that awesome fanfic. What happened after the rogues vanished from their worlds? Things have gone good for the rogues, but what happens back in their world? In Ruby and Blake's world, things couldn't be worse. After they left, Penny never helped at least police force. Pyrrha and John left Beacon and switched school. Team CFVY followed John and Pyrrha's example and switched schools. But that was the only good thing that came out of everything. But right now they were struggling dealing with something that wasn't a Grim but have killed almost 100 of hunters and huntress like they were nothing. It have 2 arms that it used as legs. It has reptilian head and a long tail. John, this thing won't go down. Pyrrha, tell me about it. Whatever damage we do to it, it shrugs it off like nothing. Coco, fighting this thing really ruins my clothes a lot. Velvet, Coco, bad time talking about your clothes. Fox, got to agree with her. Velvet, you also focus on this thing. Yatsuhashi, are we sure she isn't the leader right now? Suddenly a long tongue wrapped around him, but quickly its tongue let go. It was shot by Pyrrha's weapon Milo. Yatsuhashi, thanks Pyrrha. Pyrrha, no problem. While they were dealing with the monster, in Ruby and Blake's old dorm room sits Vi looking depressed. Ever since Ruby disappeared, Vi have stayed on her bed, only getting off to be fed. Penny was the only person he could trust due to the others have left Beacon and Yang didn't want him to go with them. Penny have also brought Zvi outside for a short walk but would always return him to do Zvi whenever he sees Cookies miss Ruby. Yang, Zvi buddy, please let's play together. Zvi turned his head away, making Yang feel sad. Weiss, Yang, we have to go. Ashbin has sent us out to deal with a monster that has been killing multiple hunters and huntresses. Yang took a quick look at Zvi before leaving with Weiss. Their team have now gotten Nora and Ren added until Ashbin can find replacement, but it is hard to do. Since Pyrrha called him out before leaving, they were told to assist their old team dealing with the dangerous monster as they couldn't deal with it themselves. Back with the former Beacon students, they were hiding from the monster as it was searching for them. Yatsuhashi, I thought Grimm's was bad, but whatever that thing is, it is way worse than any Grimm. Pyrrha, I don't even think it is a Grimm. They might be stronger, but that thought was not affected by anything, not even our weapons and dust. John, you know Pyrrha, you are right, that thing isn't a Grimm. That thing also attacks other Grimms, but gets angrier whenever it has killed a Grimm. Coco, you don't think? John, Grimms might be monsters, but that thing is a true monster. Velvet, this is bad. It seems like it is moving somewhere. It seems like it is hunting for it. John, but what could it be? Pyrrha, I will call Penny to see if she can help us. Coco, don't, she is the most hurt out of everyone. Ruby was her only friend. She lashed out at the window when she tried to force her to help them. General Ironwood has allowed her to look after Ruby's dog Zvi as long as she does at least one mission every week. Pyrrha, it doesn't hurt to try. She pulls out her scroll and calls Penny. They hear the phone ringing. It was quiet as they felt the monster getting closer and closer. Suddenly they heard a voice message. They felt dread. While with Penny, she entered Ruby's past dorm with their father that had gone to visit Zvi. Tai, hey Zvi buddy, up for a walk? Zvi looks at them before getting off the bed. They then get on a bullhead and begin to leave. They arrive at Patch as they begin to go on a walk. While with the former Beacon students, they were cornered by the monster until it sniffed the air, then it left them. John, why did it leave us? Pyrrha, that was weird, it had the chance to get rid of us, why didn't it do that? Velvet, I don't know, unless we aren't its actual prey. They all looked horrified. It was slowly moving towards its true prey. All the others were just for its meals so it could continue. Back with Tai, Yang, and Penny. Penny, I feel bad for Zvi. Ever since Ruby vanished he only trusted me. He didn't even trust Yang. Tai, Ruby and Zvi have an unbreakable bond together. They have done more things together than Zvi and Ruby have done with Yang. Penny, Zvi really care about each other. They suddenly hear a scream as the monster the former Beacon student fought earlier was eating people. Penny brought out her swords. Penny, what is that thing? The monster had eaten a couple of people. It then looked towards them, and suddenly it spotted Zvi. Tai, Yang, and Penny watching its gaze look at Zvi. Penny, Ruby's father, takes Vi and run. Tai Yang, are you? Penny, now! Tai Yang picked up Vi and began to try and run away. The monster roared at them before charging at them. Penny charged towards the monster as well. While Tai Yang grabs Vi and began to run away, Penny slashed its arm to try and slow it down, but it did almost nothing. It swatted her away like some fly. The former Beacon students arrived to see the monster chasing something. John, what in the world is it chasing? Pira beats me, but I think it is important, not to us but to someone we were close with. Penny, that is because it is after Vi. They looked to see Penny a bit damaged. There was static coming a bit from her shoulders. John, Penny, are you okay? Penny, John, I am a robot. This doesn't hurt as much as you think. Coco, we need to save Vi. Penny, then hurry and don't hold back. They charged at the monster, while with Tai Yang, he was dodging the monster's tongue as it was still after Vi. Tai Yang saw them running towards him. He then managed to run under it, and hands Vi to Penny. Penny takes Vi and get out of here. Penny nodded before running away with Vi, the former Beacon student, and Tai Yang was ready to fight when suddenly the monster was frozen. Yang, you got that thing, Ice Princess. Weiss, shut it, Yang. Nora, I couldn't break its legs. Ren, now is not the time, Nora. John, why are you here? Weiss, wow, not even a thank you for saving you. Pira, here is our thank you. Pira flipped them off. John, babe, calm down, they aren't worth it. Pira sighs. Pira, you are right. They all heard cracking as the monster slowly got free and began to chase after Penny at high speed. John, crap! They chased after the monster as Penny was struggling to get away. If that thing didn't hit her so much, she could have probably just flied away. But she couldn't. She was running until she was at edge. She looked down to see nothing but water. She holds Vi tightly as it got closer. John and Pira began to sprint faster. Penny looked up at the monster as its tongue wrapped up around her. John and Pira saw as Penny was being pulled up by the monster. They grab a leg each as the monster have all swallowed them whole. Many were shocked, but inside the monster, it held Penny with its tongue as it begins to move. Coco, it just swallowed them all for whole. Velvet, purr them, we really have failed Ruby a lot more now. Yatsuhashi, I don't think I can look at myself in the mirror. Fox, I wish I was truly blind. Yang, please, not also Vi. They all heard a loud scream. Tai Yang charged at its arm and began to hit it while crying. Tai, give back Vi. He continued to hit it as he kept crying. Tai, please, he is the only thing left I have of Ruby. I have already lost Summer. I can't lose the last of I have of Ruby too. The monster looked at him before it opened its mouth a little. Zvi was still being hugged by Penny. Tai, what in the... Penny, I think this will bring us somewhere, where I don't know, but I promise you, I will protect Zvi until we have found a way back. It closed its mouth before walking away into the forest. Coco, Mr. Xiaolong, I am sorry we couldn't do anything and... Tai, whatever that thing was, it was here to get rid of Zvi. It is probably bringing him somewhere, and I think I have an idea where. Velvet, that place is? Tai, to wherever Ruby is. This shocked everyone. They wanted to run after it when suddenly Winter arrived. Winter, did anyone manage to stop the monster? Tai, it got away, but it got what it came for. Winter, that is? Tai, Ruby's dog Zvi thought it has swallowed Penny along with John and Pira, but wherever they are going to leave, I know they will be alright. While with the monster it slowly walked deeper until it come across a portal and enter. In Izuku's world many places have experienced earthquakes. Places with high radiation suddenly lost all its radiation. Nuclear power plants have lost all nuclear energy. Nobody had any idea why, and it was driving many insane. While at UA, everything have gone to complete shit. Melissa ended telling every investor UA had what they have done. UA have been losing money. Almight stopped being a teacher. Aria stayed always in Izuku's room as she have been crying for a while. She was being hugged by Inko while being comforted. Aria, I miss Papa. Inko, me too. I know he will return soon so you can both reunite. Aria, but when? Inko, maybe the universe will give you a sign. Suddenly a loud roar could be heard. Eri, was that a sign? Inko, no, we have to get away. They both walked downstairs to see Class 1A in their hero's suit. Katsuki, Auntie. Inko, don't. He looks down as she sees the rest of 1A looking down in shame except for a new girl that has joined in looking down. Almight comes in and sees them ready. Almight, whatever that creature is, it is heading this way. Inko, can't be good, I will take Aria and get out of here. Almight nodded as 1A as well as other heroes' students and teachers head out to face the monster. Inko picked up Aria and put her in a car, she then got in herself before driving off. Aria, will we be alright? Inko, as long as we get out of here, then yes, we will be alright. As they begin to drive away, while behind them, they hear explosions as the heroes are fighting the monster. Empty Lady was charging at the monster, but it punched her with a right hook and sent Empty Lady flying away from it, and she landed in front of Inko's car as Inko almost drove into it. Inko, that was close. Aria, yeah? Inko looks behind her to see Aria shaking, but she doesn't look scared. Inko, you know, a car is unsafe during this time, let's go on a walk. They then drive close to a sidewalk before Inko grab Aria and begin to leave the car. She carry Aria and begin to walk fast away. While with the heroes, they were looking beaten up. The monster was dealing with Hawks and Endeavor that was flying above it, hitting it with their attack. Endeavor, why is this thing so durable? Hawks, don't know, but good thing it can't fly. They were both about to hit it with an attack to its face, but suddenly it turned to Endeavor and let out a giant roar, sending Endeavor flying away. Hawks, well, that was ACK. Hawks was hit by a fist from the monster. Almight hit the creature on the side, but it wasn't affected by the punch. Katsuki was hitting it with explosions, but all it did was anger it more. Whatever attack they did, the monster was so durable that it shrugged everything off. Almight mind, it has a goal, but what? Before he could figure it out, the beast slammed its fist down onto the ground as whole Japan shake from the punch of its fist. Many heroes lost their balance as the beast continued its hunt. Aria had a feeling the monster was after her for some reason. Suddenly Inko lost her balance and used herself to make sure Aria wasn't hurt. When it stopped, Inko let go off Aria as they had the loud thud of giant footsteps coming their way. Inko, Aria, run! She didn't have to be told twice. She began to run as crowds of people watched her run away from something. Some people tried to stop her, but she easily managed to get away from them. She felt the monster coming closer to them. Aria, mind, please don't be after me. God, if you are there, I beg you, please tell me that the monster is after me. She ended up in an alleyway and hid behind a trash can. She collected her breath. The loud sound of footsteps became louder and louder as the monster was getting closer. Suddenly she hears a grunt as she peeked from her hiding place. She watches as Empty Lady has grabbed the monster and begun to throw it away. Empty Lady, I won't let you harm anyone. The monster got up and roared at her. It then charged towards her and swung a fist to her. Empty Lady managed to dodge it, but it hit a building. The building began to crumble from the punch. It was about to try to hit her again, but an ice pillar hit it in the face. Not today! Empty Lady, thank you, new kid. No problem. Aria was watching this as the two of them begin to overpower the beast. They begin to force it more and more backwards as Aria felt a bit safer to come out of her hiding spot, but she soon will regret doing that. The beast had enough as it let out a loud roar, pushing both backwards as their ears ring. They both got up, but suddenly Empty Lady was tackled to the ground of another creature, her to the ground. It roared in her face, both stabbing her in the shoulders with its legs. Empty Lady. Empty Lady. Don't worry about me, find the girl and protect her. Nodded as she got up to begin to search for Aria. As the beast was also getting closer to Aria, she was looking out the alley, but saw a giant red eye looking at her, fear taking over as she backed up. Her back was against the wall. Aria, mind, it was after me all this time. Papa, please come back, I beg you. Aria was trapped, the giant monster looming over her, as she was helpless in this case. As it used its long arm to pitch her up, she tried to get out of it but couldn't. She was brought above its head as she looked down, and all she could say was this. Aria, please Papa, save me. She was dropped into the mouth of the beast as many looked in horror of what had happened. While Aria hit a wet fleshy wall, everyone watched as Aria was dropped into the creature's mouth. Unable to help her, Aria was still in the mouth but was leaned up against the tongue. Aria mind, why have I not eaten yet? She felt the creature move as it made its way to the water. Every hero tried to overpower it as they wanted to get Aria out of the creature. Almight, we can't let this thing escape with Aria in its stomach. Aizawa, we know you big OAF. Almight, at least I am not a backstabber. Create a ice pillar to shoot herself up into the air as she land on the creature's back. She hold onto it as it walk into the ocean and a portal appear. Before anyone could do anything to get the creature out the water, it went into the portal, vanishing from their sight with still on its back. Almight, we lost her. He screamed at the top of his lungs as he have lost Aria to the creature, while with the first monster in Ruby and Blake's world, it have come out the forest and was on the outskirts of Ko. It opens its mouth as it let Penny, Pyrrha, John and Zwei out. Pyrrha, I need a shower. John, same, it smelled so vile in there. Penny, glad that I don't have a human nose. Zwei, even though all he could smell was the monster's mouth, he picked up a scent that he has missed from a long time. He began to try and get out of Penny's grip. It was to the point she was forced to let go of Zwei as he ran somewhere random. Penny, after Zwei. They begin to follow Zwei until they come across a mansion. While the sun slowly begins to rise, Zwei continue to scratch the door wanting to get in. Penny, Zwei, we can't. Zwei began to bark at the door as Penny sighed at this. He was never this excited ever since Ruby left, but then she realized something. Penny, wait, you are excited, that means John and Pyrrha, Ruby and Blake are here? They began to knock on the door. They didn't get any answers for a while. The sun was going up as they heard two people say, coming, just give us a minute. They waited until the door opened, and from inside they finally saw their missing friend, while Ruby was shocked to see them. Ruby, Penny, John, Pyrrha? Suddenly she was tackled to the ground by Zwei and getting licked by him. Ruby, Zwei, stop, it tickles. Isuku, hey Ruby, are these your friends? Ruby grabs a hold of Zwei before nodding. Isuku, hi, I am Isuku Midoriya, Ruby's boyfriend. The three friends looked at them both before all they had to say was Penny, Pyrrha and John, when? While with Aria, she felt the creature stop before bowing its head and opening its mouth. She finds out she is in the middle of a town. She turns to the creature, but it left her there. She didn't know what to do when. Hey, do you think she is a devil? Don't know. Hey kid, where did that horn come from? Aria, I want my papa. We will help you find him, if you tell us where the horn come from. Aria, it's my quirk. And what is this quirk thing? Aria, it is a superpower. Oh, like in comics? Aria nodded as was jumping up and down. Let's get you cleaned and then off to find your father we go. Why is she sometimes so airheaded and naive? Explanation and past traumas. If things could be explained in one word, it would be awkward. Ruby was sitting on a chair across from Penny, John and Pyrrha. Zwei is getting a bath from Isuku. The last thing they heard was Izuku's struggle to get Zwei in the bathtub. Ruby, so how have things been? John, we should be asking you that. You and Blake vanished one day, only for us to find you as people that have killed multiple hunters and huntresses. And let's not forget the whole of White Fang. Ruby, Pyrrha, you still kill people? Ruby, well, me and Blake have killed a lot of scummy people ever since we arrived, but let's not talk about that. They all three just look at her until Isuku, Ruby, how in the world did you get CWITO take a bath? He is biting my hand. Ruby, could you give me a moment? Penny, take as much time as you need. She then turns into a cloud of rose petals and disappears upstairs. They hear some grunts and a bit of yelling, then noting, Ruby and Isuku come downstairs. Both look like they have been through multiple wars and are still not traumatized. Ruby, and that is why my sister needed to help me wash Zwei. She patted the dry dog as it nuzzled into her hand. John, sounds like Zwei was a handful to wash. Isuku and Ruby, you have no idea. They both sat at the table as Zwei fell asleep on Ruby's lap. Ruby, so any questions? John, I have one. How many have you killed alone? Ruby, well, humans, that is 39. Penny, Pyrrha and John, what else have you killed? Izuku, can you keep a secret? The three of them nodded. Izuku, well, this world begins from what is known as the supernatural. Ruby, for a more clear explanation, they don't have a god known as now he is just called God. There are also beings called fallen angels, angels and devils. Penny, what are these so-called devils, fallen angels and angels? Izuku, well, the biblical lore, he was an angel that rebelled against God and ended up getting cast out of heaven. I can find a picture on my phone of what they look like, well, what people believe they look like. They watched as Izuku searched for something on his phone, and when he was done he showed them a picture of each of them. Pira, is that how they look? Ruby, well, that is how they look from what people believe. Pira, explain. Ruby gulped a bit. Ruby, we might have made a deal with one of them. Penny, so both of you too. Izuku, give me a second. He then walked upstairs. They then heard a knock. Izuku, unlock the door, Blake. Blake, no. Izuku, you locking doors, Blake? He then kicked the door open. Izuku, you locking doors, Blake? They all heard Blake scream as they all felt fear. They saw Izuku come down carrying Blake on his shoulders. Blake, you are fixing my door. Izuku, I will when you have greeted the guest. He then places her down before going out into the kitchen to make breakfast. Blake towards Ruby and sees John, Pira and Penny sitting there. Blake, how? John, we will explain, but almost getting eaten by a giant reptile is not worth remembering. Pira, that is mostly the way we got here. Penny, so how many did you kill anyone here? Blake just stayed silent before starting whistling. Ruby just giggled a bit while the three new people just facepalm. John, hey Blake, do you know Ruby is dating someone? Blake, well, I don't know, but I do remember that Ruby spent the night in Izuku's room for quite a while. Ruby, well, it was for emotional support. Blake, I know, you missed Vi for a while, but I always wonder if it is only for sleeping. Ruby pulled a knife out of nowhere and threw it towards Blake, who barely dodged it. Ruby, sorry, I didn't hear you clearly. Mind repeating that again, my faunus friend? Blake gulped. Blake, no thanks, but can we talk later? Ruby raised an eyebrow as 2 cups of coffee were handed to the 2 rogue girls. Blake and Ruby, thanks Izuku. They grabbed the coffee before drinking a bit of it. Blake, what happened at the beacon after we vanished? Pira, well, when you two completely vanished here, me, John and Team CFVY left beacon. I slandered them a bit to just make sure they won't get a new team. Penny continued to visit Vi due to you two being the closest friends. Suddenly a blue magic circle appears as Sona comes out from it along with her sister. Sona, who are they? Seraphal, are they also from another world? Blake, yes, they are from mine and Ruby's world. Sona just had one thought. Sona mind, for Lucifer's sake, how did they arrive here and will more end up arriving? Seraphal, hello newcomer, how did you 3 arrive? John, we got eaten by a monster. Seraphal and Sona, pardon? Pira, he isn't wrong. Ruby, I will show the bathroom, follow me. As they follow her to a bathroom so they can get the monster's saliva off, Seraphal and Sona look at Blake. Sona, anything else we need to know? Blake, no, we just found out they have arrived today. Seraphal, where is that Izuku guy? Suddenly a cup of coffee came out of the kitchen. Sona, well, at least we know where he is. She grabs the cup as it retracts in the kitchen before Izuku comes out with plates to all there was in the mansion right now. Sona, we need to talk about something. Izuku, what is wrong with Sona? Sona, yesterday night, from what one of my peerages found out, a creature came in and had a girl barely looking older than between 6 and 7 coming out its mouth. Izuku, did she see what the girl looked like? Sona, no, 2 exorcists found the girl and took her with them, but from what she overheard, the girl was asked if she was a devil, but she probably is from your world. Izuku, then I need to find those exorcists before Ari's trauma kicks in. Sona, how do you know who she is? Seraphal, and how bad can it be? Izuku, she isn't good with new people, If I am not around in a large crowd, then her quirk can activate on accident. Serafal, what is the worst that can happen? Isuku, her quirk allows her to rewind anything to a previous state. Take a guess how bad things could go. Sona, we need to find them soon. Isuku nodded. Isuku, well, we are going to join Asia today, mostly for 2 reasons. One is because she is wondering if Issei's parents can adopt her. 2, because Rias Peerage is going to have a meeting about how many contracts they have completed. Sona, wait, is she going to be adopted by them? Isuku, Issei has seen Asia as a sister for a while. Sona, now that you mention it, he almost beat both of his perverted friends for making a comment about Asia. You should have seen it. I think he made most girls in the class question his sanity after that. Isuku, I would have the same reaction, but Issei has been really overprotective of her. Like brotherly protective. Serafal, so how many right now are living in this place? Blake, we have me, Ruby and Isuku, then there is a small girl, a child-looking being and Ingviled Leviathan. Serafal, did you just say Leviathan? Blake, yeah, why? Serafal, well, you 3 better keep her hidden for now. Back to the topic. I will make this place a bit bigger because I think you all could need a bigger space. Blake, alright, we could probably use a bit more space. I bet that Penny, John and Pira are going to stay here. Isuku, hey, is Penny a robot? Blake nodded. Isuku, I have taken some time in the support course helping a crazy person there, so I could try to fix her up since I sometimes helped her. Blake, something exploded? Isuku, more like always exploding. Blake comforted him a bit. Isuku, hey Sona, can you place Blake and Ruby's friends in our school? Sona, alright, it should be easy to do so. Isuku, hey Serafal, quick question, where are you going to stay? Serafal, simple, I am actually staying here. Isuku, go up and pick a room, just don't peek in other people's rooms. Serafal nodded before heading upstairs. Sona, why out of everyone it had to be chosen to look after you 3? Isuku, you heard them, it has to be someone dumb enough, and what was Serafal's reason being the one looking after us? Sona, me, she could be closer to me since you 3 are going to join my extra peerage. Isuku, I feel bad for you. Sona, thank you, I needed that. Suddenly Ruby, John, Pira and Penny come downstairs. They all wear some other type of clothes due to their former being in a washing machine. Ruby, since that is taken care of, let's eat before Isuku and Blake head to school. Blake, they will soon be joining us. Ruby, Sona is going to put them in the school. Ruby, Sona, please put Penny in my and Izuku's classroom. Sona sighed before nodding. She transported herself away while the rogues and Ruby and Blake's friends ate breakfast. Asia did come down and join them. John, so is there anything we need to know? Blake, one thing, the walls are thin. Make sure everyone is deep asleep if you want to throw a party or watch TV with loud volume. Ruby, wait, how do you know the walls are thin? Blake, same reason I always know, knocking on the walls. Isuku, I have a feeling the walls will be soundproofed after Serafal probably upgraded it. Blake and Ruby nodded. They finished eating before the rogues along with Asia leave for school. Isuku, so Asia, ready to meet the Hyade? Asia, I am a little nervous but I hope they will take me in. Isuku, don't worry, Issei got that one handled. Ruby, how? For all we know his parents could have said no. Isuku, simple, all we needed was Blake that had filmed Ish waiting like an older brother while nobody knew she was. Ruby looked towards Blake as Blake had already pulled her scroll out and showed a video of Issei while they were in class. It shows while they were doing schoolwork and suddenly Motohama and Matsuda made a comment about Asia only for Issei to punch both of them. Ruby, that is a nice punch and they deserve it too. She also watched how he threatened both his friends if they made another comment about Asia. Ruby, yikes. Isuku, yep. Ruby, oh look, we are here. They looked up to see they were in front of the school gate. Blake, well, looks like we will split for now. Isuku, yep, see you after school. Blake and Asia. Blake and Asia nodded as he and Ruby walked in the school holding hands. When the couple entered, many looked at them with a questionable look. Kaneko, so Kiba lost the bet. Random Student 1, what do you mean? Kaneko, me and Kiba have made a bet about who will date him between his two closest friends, so I went with Ruby and he went with Blake. Isuku, why were you betting on that in the first place? Kaneko, bored, now he owes me 1 ton of candy or sweet treats. Ruby, well Kaneko. Ruby walked over to her as Kaneko felt a shiver. Ruby then smiled at her, but Ruby's eyes had a faint glow that was almost impossible to notice. Ruby, you wouldn't mind sharing? Kaneko, sure, just don't eat everything. Ruby, alright, that was all I needed to make sure of. She sat down at her seat like she didn't have a threatening aura around her a second ago. Kaneko, I feel bad for you. Isuku, I can survive. He then take a seat before the lesson begin. They listened to the lesson until the end of the class. When school was over, Isuku and Ruby was waiting for the last 3 at the gate. When they arrived, they head towards the Haida household alongside the ORC. When they arrived, Issei went in first before informing them they were allowed to enter. Issei, so these are my parents. Their name is Miki and Goro Hayadu. Miki, a pleasure to meet you people. Goro, yeah, never thought Issei would have any other friends than those 2 we always knew about. Issei gained a tick mark while being embarrassed. The rogues tried their hardest not to laugh. Issei, anyways, Mom, Dad, Rias wondered if we could hold our club meeting here? Miki, of course. Issei, alright, that was the first question answered. Goro, first question? Issei, could we adopt Asia? Miki, who is she? Asia raised her hands. Goro, doesn't she have a family? Isuku, sorry, but she was abandoned when she was a baby, so we wondered if you could adopt her? Don't worry, she is aware of Issei's antics, and Issei has been a bit brotherly protective of her. Miki, Issei, will you be? Issei, of course, and if anyone so much as makes one comment about her or hurt her, I will take a page out of Ruby's book, and if I try anything she can just go through with the page. They looked at Ruby as she did a scissor motion with her fingers. They nodded as the club and rogues headed upstairs into Issei's room. Rias, still feels weird from the first time I was in here. Kaneko, thought there would be more posters and magazines. Isuku, he really has improved. Issei, well, you 3 have kinda had the most reason for my change. Blake, can't have you ruining your life. They then begin to talk about who have gotten the most contracts over the month, with Asia having 2 at least while Issei has 0. He become a bit gloomy due to having 0 contracts made. While they were speaking of that, outside the sound of scratching could be heard. Ruby just sighed at this. The scratching stops as footsteps could be heard coming up the stairs. The door opened to reveal Miki with some books and Zwei. Miki, I found this dog, maybe someone lost him? Ruby, no, that is my dog Zwei, come here. Zwei gets out of Miki's grip and quickly sits on her lap. Miki, well, now that question is answered, anyone want to see pictures of Issei as a child? Issei looks towards the others before feeling dread. Issei, Emo and wait. But it was too late as Isuku, being the closest, grabbed all the books. Isuku, sure Miss Haida. If anyone wanted to bury themselves underground and never come up, it would be Issei. The next 5 minutes was the ORC looking at his photos with Rias and Akino teasing, Kaneko and Asia making small funny comments, and the rogues trying their hardest not to laugh. Isuku, why are you naked in this photo while it looks like you have just peed on the floor? Issei, I don't know, I was a weird kid, alright, stop going after my past. Kiba, hey Issei, what is this? Kiba shows a photo of him sitting beside someone, and behind them is a sword on the wall. Issei, I completely forgot about him. From what I remember, this person was my childhood friend. His family was very religious. They always asked if I wanted to join them for church on Sundays. Isuku, so you did have other friends. Kiba, I see. Isuku looked at Kiba. He knew there was something wrong with the photo because it probably triggered some trauma in Kiba. The reason is because he had the same face a couple of times himself. Isuku, can I take a look at the photo? Kiba, sure. Isuku looked over the photo. After a minute he found out what probably was wrong. He knew it couldn't be the friend. It couldn't because Issei's friend was religious. But he did spot something that Issei didn't spot. Izuku mind, either Issei was dumb as a kid or this girl really was good pretending to be a boy that he never noticed. Later that night the rogues were with the ORC. They were going to get rid of a stray devil. Issei, so will you three join us? Blake, today we will stand on the sideline unless Rias allows us. Issei, but you can help, right? Blake, we can, but we mostly want to see how you people work. Kaneko, just try to control your urge to kill that thing if it manages to get past us. Ruby, do you really need to be so emotionless? Kaneko, yes. Blake, Ruby, do I need to remind you before we get completely rid of the white fan what you did beforehand? Ruby, I will shut up, don't worry. Rias, is it necessary with the masks? The rogues, yes. Rias sighs at this. Akino, looks like we arrived at the stray's location. Kaneko, Kiba, Issei and Asia entered the place. While outside Akino, Rias and the rogues watch while they deal with the stray. They all notice when Kiba attacked the stray he acted more differently than before. He attacked the stray out of anger, and it almost got Kaneko badly hurt, right before the stray could escape. Ruby had appeared behind it as the stray was cut into pieces. Ruby, either you guys are bad at killing these strays or we have just killed too many. Blake, well, I also do think it has to do with something about ever since Sona told us about strays. We have hunted them until they could be considered endangered species. Rias, you three really need a break from killing, and Kiba, what were you thinking? Kiba, sorry, I just don't feel alright today. I am heading home. Issei, get home safe, man. Kiba didn't say anything and just left. The rogues looked at each other and nodded. Izuku, this was a fun learning experience, but we will head home now. Blake, yeah, see you tomorrow. Ruby, bye, get back home safe. They left the ORC alone and went Kiba's direction. They watch him from the top of a roof as he is heading home. While they keep watching it suddenly begin to rain. Ruby put her hood on as the water fell down and saw someone run towards Kiba while being afraid. Blake, wonder who scared that guy. Ruby, it is a bit weird. Suddenly Freed appears behind the person that runs towards Kiba and kills him in front of Kiba. They watch as Freed and Kiba begin to fight, but Freed keeps up with Kiba. Freed was about to stab Kiba when Izuku reacted and punched Freed away. Izuku, hey Kiba. Kiba, why did you interfere? Izuku, couldn't let him kill you. Freed, well, aren't you just? Izuku then punches Freed in the stomach before grabbing his wrist and slowly forces him to let go of the sword. Right as the sword falls out of Freed's hand, Izuku grabs it before kicking him away. Izuku, leave. Freed, you will regret this. He throws a pellet down as it lets out a bright glow. When the glow disappears, Kiba and Izuku are alone with Izuku still having the sword. Kiba, how are you holding that? Izuku, don't know, but I am heading home. Izuku headed home alongside Blake and Ruby, while with Aria, she was inside the church alongside the two exorcists. These fallen angels have caused a lot of damage to the church. Aria, miss, I don't think the damage is normal. Explain, Aria. Aria, I can't really explain, but I have a feeling it is related to when that monster brought me here. Whatever it is, we will find out tomorrow. The next day. Izuku wakes up to feel someone hugging him. While he knows Ruby cuddles him, he lifts the blanket expecting Akino since she probably would pull that stunt again, but only found Blake instead. Izuku mind, well, at least it was her and not Akino. After Izuku woke Blake and Ruby up, he then make breakfast before they head to school. On the way they encounter Sona and her queen Peace Tsubaki. Just when they arrive at school, Sona stop in her track and look up towards the gate. In front of it was two exorcists. Sona, so what can I do for you two? We were wondering if we could be allowed to roam your territory if someone had stolen the church's Excalibur swords. Sona, you should not only ask me, but there is someone else you should ask. But as long as you two don't cause a problem, then I will turn a blind eye. Alright, could you arrange a meeting? Sona, I will, but wait until after school. Izuku, can I get rid of them if they cause trouble? Before Sona could answer, Izuku suddenly felt someone hug his leg. He looked down to see someone he hasn't seen in a long time. Eri, Papa, I have missed you. Isuku just kneeled down and hugged her. Isuku, I miss you. Eri, I have missed you too. Helping Kiba and the exorcist. Isuku was still hugging Eri as everyone was happy for them reuniting. Eri, Papa, I have missed you so much. Isuku, I know. Eri, where are we? Isuku, we are in another world. Blake, so she must be Eri? Isuku, yep, I forgot. Eri, meet Blake, Belladonna, and Ruby Rose. We arrived here together. Eri looked at them for a second. She could tell that, like her father, they also were rogue because it couldn't be random, but there was something she was curious about. Eri, are they my new mommies? Isuku was embarrassed by her question. Ruby was blushing, and so was Blake. Blake then went over and behind Eri before picking her up like she is a cat with her arms under Eri's arms. Blake, she is now my kitten and no one can say otherwise. I am looking at you mostly, Ruby. Isuku, Sona, for today can Eri be with me in my class? Sona, given what you said about her past, I will make sure no one will question it. Isuku, thank you, Sona. He gave her a smile as Sona looked away while nodding, but Tsubaki saw her blush. They enter Ko Academy with Isuku had put a beanie on Eri to hide her horn. Many people would question why Isuku was walking with a small girl. Most think it was his little sister, but soon everyone will realize that Eri wasn't his sister but more like his daughter. When they enter the classroom, Izuku sit on his seat while Ruby sit on hers. Eri on the other hand sat on Izuku's leg. Most of the class was quiet until the teacher entered. Teacher, good morning everyone. Midoriya, why is your sister on your leg? Izuku's sister? Teacher, yes, the small girl on your leg. Izuku, you mean Eri, she is my adopted daughter. Everyone except Ruby and Eri, what? Izuku, please don't be so loud, she is not good with loud people. Teacher, aren't you? Izuku, she only trusted me, so that is why I adopted her. Teacher, well, just make sure she isn't distracting you. Izuku nodded. Teacher, anyways, we are getting a new student. While outside the classroom. Penny mind, alright Penny, remember you are human. She enters the classroom as Ruby smiles seeing Penny. Penny, hi, I am Penny Polandina, pleasure to meet everyone. Teacher, alright Penny, you can sit beside him. Who can you sit beside? Penny, I would like to sit beside Ruby. Teacher, alright, you will sit beside Ruby. Penny then took her seat beside Ruby. While with Blake that was in her classroom, John and Pyrrha entered her classroom. Random Girl 1, who is that boy? Random Girl 2, yeah, he is kinda cute. Random Girl 3, hope he is single. Random Boy 1, man that girl looks hot. Random Boy 2, yeah, she has this vibe that makes me want her in my bed. Matsuda, man, that girl is a babe. Motohama, yeah, and I already have her measurements. Issei, hey Blake, you know them? Blake, mine and Ruby's friends. They arrived here alongside Ruby's dog and another friend that is in her class. Issei, hey Motohama, Matsuda, I bet that both of those two are dating. Everyone except Blake and Asia. There is no way they are dating. Issei, what is everyone betting? I am betting 10,000 yen. Everyone, it is on. We are betting 30,000 yen. John, hello, I am John Ark. Pyrrha, and I am Pyrrha Nikos. John, Blake, you can go ahead and reveal them. Everyone looked at Blake with curiosity. Blake, Issei won the bet because they are actually dating. Issei, you all better pay up. Pyrrha, why did you allow this bet? Blake, me and Ruby bet all the time since we have arrived here, so we are alright with these types of bets. Pyrrha, you two have really changed. Teacher, take a seat you two. They then both took a seat behind Blake. They listened through the class, but the only one that found class interesting was in Ruby and Izuku's class, and that person was Penny. She listened with interest, wanting to learn new things that this world has to offer. When class was finally over, Blake took John and Pyrrha to her and the other two rogues' spot while Penny followed Ruby and Izuku. Eri though was getting carried by Izuku. John, is school always this boring? Izuku, yeah, what about your guys' school? Pira, we spent either the time learning something about what we should do as hunters and huntress, or we just trained together and did assignments. Isuku, sounds more fun than my school. Issei, what about your school? Isuku, mostly basic school thing with only quirk and hero training standing out. Asia, is that the only thing? Isuku, well, I was in the hero course. There is also support, general and business courses. Support is actually the only interesting out of the three because you get your own lab to create things. Issei, well, sounds better than normal classes. Asia, come on everyone, these classes are interesting. Blake, Asia, let me as honest as I can, you have spent most your life in church. If you were in school from 6 years old and up to here, you will understand that most of us doesn't like school. It feels like sometimes your own mentality slowly breaks down while you are forced to listen to a teacher say something that is boring and pointless that most of the time we will never use in real life, and only when you are at a job interview you will have realized how pointless school ever was. Everyone except Asia, Aria and Penny couldn't agree more with what she is saying. Akino, hello there, what are you 9 people talking about? Issei, how pointless school is. Akino, that is understandable. It can be pretty pointless when sometimes all they teach is the same. Eri, who are you? Akino, oh, I am Akino Himejima, nice to meet you. Izuku, hey Akino, has Sona informed Rias about the exorcist? Akino, she has. Rias wants your little trio along with Issei's new personal maid to be there. Issei, I would argue in her case she isn't, but she does act like one. Izuku, we will be there. The day ended without any more problem, and the next day Eri stayed with John, Pira and Penny back in the rogue's home. Sarah Fall did say she will bring Eri something, but Yusuke felt like he shouldn't worry what Sarah Fall was up to when they arrive at the ORC. Inside was the 2 exorcists on a couch, and to the opposite was the ORC alongside Rainer. Izuku, hey Rias, we have arrived. Rias, good, now then we can begin. So the devils are working with the fallen angels. Rainer, no, I am forced to work under Issei. You can thank those 3 rogues over there. She points to the rogues. Well, the reason I thought that was due to a cadre class fallen angel having stolen 3 of the Excaliburs that the church have at their headquarters. We have the last 2 with us. Kiba, well, sounds like the rogues have that now since they dealt with a psycho priest named Freed. Wait, you 3 have it rapidly? Izuku, yes, miss? Irina, this is my partner Zenobia. Zenobia, can we have rapidly returned? Izuku, sorry, but if this cadre class fallen angel has the other 3, then it is better the sword is in more safer hands because it seems like the church can't keep the swords safe. Irina, are you? Izuku, listen, you 2 might be exorcists, but unlike you 2, I am a human that have turned into a rogue hero. I don't care about the former hero rules and I don't follow these devils' rule. We have a deal though. We don't try hurt their peerage and they don't betray us. Ruby, trust me, between us 3, he is the best to negotiate. My friend is better at being the calm one and I am the one you don't want to have on your bad side. Ask Akino because she knows why I am saying that. Akino, are you still mad at what I am doing? Ruby, do you want to miss ahead? Rias and Izuku, stand down both of you. Akino and Ruby stopped as Izuku and Rias sigh. Rias, I apologize for how Akino acts. Izuku, it's fine, at this point I have given up on trying to make her stop. Ruby is mad though that she isn't stopping, but I have calmed her down. Irina, can we go back to the topic? Rainer, yeah, can you tell me the name of the cadre? If it is who I think it is, then you 2 will need backup, devil and fallen angel or not. Zenobia, his name is Kabil. Rainer, yeah, you 3 are on your damn own. I am not going up against him. Last I checked, to Azazel made sure to make all fallen angels believe me and my team are dead. Blake, aren't your team dead? Rainer, they are, but I am alive, which means they don't know I survived. Rias, this is troublesome that he is the one behind it. Blake, should we tell Seraphal? Rias, unless you want Sona to have more of a headache than she already has, then don't. Ruby, too late, told her to come here. Rias looked at Ruby with a look that said, what have you done? Ruby just made a silly face, Seraphal then transported inside with Aria while a moth-like creature was flying beside her. Seraphal, hello there exorcists, is that what you said true? Zenobia, yes, there were people that saw him take the swords. Seraphal, this couldn't be more troublesome. Isuku, he sounds like bad trouble from what you make him sound like. Seraphal. Seraphal, he survived the Great War, that is one of the reasons why he is bad news. Zenobia, we know, but we want you to not interfere with our mission. Rias, we will, but I don't want you two to cause trouble. As they were about to leave, Zenobia finally saw Asia and gave her a cold look. Zenobia, you must be Asia Argento, aren't you? Asia, yes. Zenobia, do you still believe in God? All devils felt pain but ignored it. Asia, I still do. Then Zenobia pulls out her sword. Zenobia, then you must die to cleanse your sins. Everyone except Irina and Rogues. What? Irina, yeah, because if she truly believes in him, she must be willing to die for his forgiveness. Zenobia was about to charge at Asia, but a scythe was at her stomach and a sword at her neck. Izuku, don't. Ruby, even. Blake, try. Irina, how? Issei, you know they don't come from this world, Irina. That also means that another set of powers that neither angels, devils, and fallen angels have. Irina, that kinda explains the two others. Rias, how about a duel to settle things? Zenobia, alright, who are we dueling? Kiba, I will fight you. Zenobia, who are you? Kiba, your senior. Izuku, then Issei can fight Irina. Irina, this could be fun. Blake, Issei, you better control yourself this fight. Issei, shut up, this time don't act like you're my sister figure. Blake, no, someone got to keep you in check. Irina, is this normal? Asia, more or less. They all head outside as Kiba was facing Zenobia while Issei was facing Irina. Ruby, bet Issei will do something perverted. Blake, that is a sucker bet. Issei, I can hear you too. Irina, he can't be that bad. She was really hoping it was a joke, but when she looked towards the rogues they shook their heads. Izuku, Blake has kept him out of trouble for the past weeks. Seraphal, how come Sona never kicked him out is kinda questionable. Rias, I might have told her to endure because I wanted him in my peerage. She was then slapped in the back of her head by Ruby. Blake, you should be really happy that me and Ruby make sure to calm him down. I don't think he would want to miss something. Issei was shivering as many had an idea what she was referring to. Ruby have actually once kicked someone so hard between his legs that he need to be rushed to a hospital. The fight began and Kiba acts out of anger. The rogues noticed this and knew this was not how he acted like during a fight. They watched Issei struggling taking down Irina. Blake knew he wouldn't last long if he is forced to only dodge. He couldn't attack Irina not out of the fact she was a girl or she was his childhood friend, but due to he was stronger than her since she was still human. Blake, Issei tried to immobilize her by making sure she can't move her arms that are holding her weapon. Issei, got it. Issei boosted his speed up before sprinting behind Irina and grabbed her arm that didn't hold her sword. He then forced her onto the ground before making sure she couldn't move her other arms and had a knee on her back. Irina, I yield. Suddenly a gust of wind pick as almost all covered their eyes while Issei got blown off Irina, while with Kiba he was blown onto the ground from Zenobia hitting the ground with her Excalibur. She was about to finish Kiba off but Ruby shoot a bullet at the sword blowing it out her hand. Ruby, the match is over, you took him down and Issei took Irina down. Zenobia, I see, come on Irina, we are heading back. Irina, alright, bye devils. She then left along with Zenobia. Kiba was also leaving and everyone was about to say something or asked him where he was going. They were stopped by the rogues as they shook their head in disapproval. Izuku, whatever he is dealing with, let him fight it for a while himself until he has calmed down. We will keep an eye on him. Issei, alright, I guess you three are heading home? Izuku nodded. Rias, well, thank you for being here. They just waved as they headed home. The next day after school. Izuku, Blake and Ruby were sitting at a table beside Issei and Saji. Saji, there is no way I am helping you. Issei, dude, you got to help out. Saji, Sona will kill me if she finds out about this. Izuku, how are you, the wielder of Vitra? You are the biggest coward I have ever met. Blake, you giving him credit? Izuku, fine, you aren't in the first but are in my top 10 list. Ruby, let me guess that my Neta guy is first. Izuku, yes, and he is way worse than Issei when it comes to being a pervert. Issei, it can't be that bad. Izuku, you might like girls for their chests, but unlike him, you have at least shown to be a better person even if it is a perverted way. Mineta literally said to Aria the first time he met her, I can't wait to see you in 10 years. Issei, remind me to get therapy to help me control my perverted desire. Izuku, don't worry, you have a lower chance of losing your thing by Ruby than Mineta has. Ruby, think of that as a good thing. Saji, back to the topic, I am not helping. He then got up and left but was suddenly stopped in his tracks by someone. They all turns towards the person that was keeping Saji from walking away. It turns out to be Kaneko that was just holding his shirt. Saji struggled to get out of Kaneko's grip but in the end gave up. Blake, so Kaneko, do you want to help? Kaneko, yes. Ruby, it seems like Saji has no choice. That is really great, come on, let's find those exorcists. Issei, they could be everywhere. Izuku, there is a way. Issei, did Irina have any problems when you both were together? Issei, well, she is bad at managing money. She would sometimes spend all her allowance on things that people say would give her on God's better side or she thought have something to do with a holy energy she could feel. Why? Blake, she probably has spent it on something. All we need is to find two girls begging for money to buy food while preaching about people having to help them since they follow the man upstairs. This made everyone's sweat drop. They then began to search for the exorcist, and it wasn't long before they found the exorcist begging for money. Ruby, someone needs to teach her how to manage money. Issei, remind me to help her with it when I catch up with her. Blake, noted. Kaneko, come on, let's just get them something to eat and get them to help Kiba with his trauma. They then took the exorcist to a small fast food restaurant. They ordered food for them and the hungry exorcists began to eat the food. When most of the food was eaten and the devils of the group have gotten over their headache that Irina have caused, they then begin to ask the questions. Issei, we would like to help you. Zenobia, for what is the price? Izuku, let Kiba destroy one of the swords, he seems to hold a great anger towards them. Zenobia why should we? Blake, we have one at our home, let him destroy one and we will hand it over. Zenobia, but yesterday. Izuku, was I making sure that it is kept away from the priest and fallen angel that wanted to steal it? Last thing I know is if you two suddenly got it, one of you would have lost it by accident considering that because your partner is here eating food that we paid for. Irina just has a sheepish smile while rubbing the back of her head and Zenobia couldn't help but sigh with a nod. Zenobia, fair point. Irina, HEY. Zenobia, but why not let him destroy the sword? Izuku, we could, but it could be useful so I thought why not have it intact for now. After everything they went on to find Kiba, during the way Issei and Irina decided to catch up on their lives and what had happened. Zenobia, shouldn't we? Blake, no, let childhood friends have their moment. Who knows, maybe Irina actually fell for him. Zenobia, sucker bet, don't tell her that I told you this. But she has a massive crush on him. I am not joking. If we were on a mission, she wouldn't shut up about him. Saji, how come he can get her to love him? Ruby, because at least they have a good connection. You are trying to get with someone not knowing if they are in love with someone else. Saji, ouch. Blake, let's not forget all the time you hit on Asia. Saji, it wasn't that many. Blake, the familiar forest, her first school day where you stood outside the door but I shoved your head into a wall and left with her when you were about to finish a flirty compliment. The second school day, the day before we went to training with Ria's peerage, after the raiding game. Twice that one and last but not least before meeting with the exorcist. Saji, I get your point. Izuku, how are you worth 4 pawns? They then arrive at a water fountain, seeing Kiba looking at it. Isuku, hey Kiba. Kiba, what do you want? Isuku, we have made a deal with the exorcist. Kiba, is that the reason you decide to look for me, just to tell me this? Issei, well, the deal includes you being able to destroy one of the Excaliburs. Kiba, I see, but it is quite disappointing that someone that could wield an Excalibur would approve of their destruction. Zenobia, speaking of disappointing, didn't you recently abandon your place in the House of Gremory? Since you are a strain now, we can. Suddenly Black Whip wraps around both Kiba and Zenobia. Isuku, knock it off. He let go of both of them. They glared at him, but a glare from him gave them a message that said don't test his patience. Zenobia, you obviously resent what the Holy Sword Project did. I completely understand. That incident is viewed with great repugnance by those of us currently in the church. Isuku, what was the name of the person that was responsible for the project? Zenobia, his name is Valper Galilei. Isuku, now we know who to go after as well. Let's meet up at Issei's home later and then begin scouting after them. They nodded before they headed home. When it have turned dark, they wait for Issei to come outside. The rogues were wearing their rogue suits while the devils was wearing priest outfits. They split from the exorcist. While walking, Kiba explained his past and the reason why he hate Excalibur, and how Rias saved him. After a while they arrive at an old church that on the roof was freed. Freed, Yuhu, how are you shitty devil and devil friends? Isn't it kind of funny how devils are dressed up as priests that are a part of the church and also are their natural enemy? Kiba pulls out a sword and Blake pulls out her gamble shroud. Isuku, Issei, gather power, and when you reach your limit can you transfer it to Kiba? Issei, got it. Ruby, I will help Blake and Kiba dealing with this crazy psycho. Saji, I will see what I can do with my sacred gear. Kiba, Blake and Ruby then charge at Freed. He was keeping up with Blake, but Ruby and Kiba was another story. He need to use another sword just to make sure they wouldn't have stabbed or slashed him in the back. He suddenly multiple black whips coming his way and he quickly kicked Blake into the whips, making Izuku catch her with them. Kiba pulls out an ice sword and stabbed the ground, forcing Freed back. Saji finds the chance and send out a string from his sacred gear. Making sure he couldn't move, Freed tried to cut the string off but it wouldn't get cut through. Kiba was about to stab Freed but he blocked at the last second, and Ruby was about to cut half his body off, but something faster than anyone could see punched Ruby, sending her towards Izuku as he catch her, but the person was gone. Kiba stabs the ground as swords comes towards Freed as he continued to defend himself by destroying the swords. Sword birth, huh? Blake, who are you? Freed, oh look, it is old man Valper. Kiba saw red when he heard the name of the person that killed his friends during the experiment. Freed, make yourself useful and get this lizard tongue off me. Valper, oh Freed, you just need to pour all your energy into the blade of your sword, Freed. Freed, oh, is that all it takes? One. Before he could do anything, Izuku was in front of him. Izuku, 1 for all, 2% full cowling, light destroying smash. He punches Freed into the roof right below the part Kiba is standing on, and Saji was forced to let go as he flew back a bit from the force while Kaneko, Ruby and Blake didn't budge. The exorcist arrives to see Izuku have punched Freed. Irina, so much power. Zenobia, yeah, and it is only from 2%, how strong is he really? Freed got out from the roof and barely avoided Kiba, slashing him and jumping down to Valper. Valper, you are outnumbered, Freed. We are falling back. Whatever that boy did, be glad you survived it. Freed, this isn't over. He grabs a shirt button before throwing it onto the ground. Izuku, Kiba, go after them. Kiba nodded as he ran after the exorcist with Irina and Zenobia following him. Issei, why aren't we joining? Rias, goodness, what have you gotten yourselves into? They turn around to see Akino, Rias, Sona and Tsubaki. All 4 have come from 2 magic circles, 1 blue and 1 red. Issei, Rias? Saji, Sona? Sona and Rias, Izuku, mind explaining. Saji, yeah, Izuku, why don't you? Izuku, you aren't off the hook, Saji, remember you joined. The 2 boys was scared while the rogues and Kaneko was not showing that much emotion. They were then brought into the old church as Issei was sitting on his knees having his head down, and Kaneko also had her head down. Saji on the other hand was scared for his life as not long away Izuku was giving Sona and Rias an explanation on what they did. Rias was surprised while Sona was secretly happy they wanted to help Kiba but was mad at Saji for not being cautioned during the fight. Sona, I see. Rias, thank you for the report. Saji was scared as Sona was glaring at him. Saji, please Sona, forgive me I beg you. Sona, I will, but you still need 1,000 spanking. Saji, what about them? Pointing to the rogues. Sona, I have no control over the rogue trio. Besides, when I get my extra peerage set I still won't have control, so they are off the hook. Rias, as for you two, I am happy that you wanted to help Kiba, but please tell me next time. She hugged both of them. Rias, now both of you are going to get 500 spanking each. Izuku, hey Rias, let them off the hook for now, but give them a warning, they just wanted to help their friend, you probably wanted to help yourself, wouldn't you? Rias was thinking for a bit as Issei and Kaneko looked at Izuku. Issei, are you? Rias, alright, this time they are off the hook. Saji, why do I have to suffer? Izuku, we will go back home, see you tomorrow Issei. They then left but not towards their home, they were heading the way the exorcists ran alongside Kiba. They were determined to find Kabil, and the only way for that is to follow them. Rogues against the fallen cadre. The day after the rogues left, the devils didn't know where they were, they thought that maybe they out on patrol, but what they didn't know was they were instead hunting after Kabil. With the rogues, they were fighting Freed while protecting Irina that got a cut on her arm where her Excalibur is. Irina, thank you. Blake, don't mention it. Freed, you damn people are so annoying. Izuku, well then let me show you what's annoying. He covered the whole area with smoke before punching Freed in the chest. Freed was sent flying away as Izuku punched the ground to clear the smoke. They all looked around as the smoke was gone but there was no sign of Freed or anyone else. Izuku, looks like he is gone for now. So you three are the thorns that have been stopping me. They all look up to see a pale blue-haired elf-looking fallen angel with red eyes. Blake, so you must be Kabil. Kabil, indeed I am, now a little cat, prepared to die. He throws a light spear towards Blake but she creates a purple spear with dark rings in it before sending it towards the light spear as a beam, the collision creating smoke that quickly settles. Izuku, hey Blake, when could you do that? Blake, something I have tested out while we were training Rias and her peerage. Kabil, so you have your own sacred gears, huh? Ruby, yeah you can say that. She then places a hand on the ground as a vine-like tendril with a mouth shot up from the ground. It fires a spore towards Kabil that he dodges. He glares in anger as they are becoming more annoying. Kabil, tch, you are becoming more of a nuisance than before. Izuku, well take this then. He then charges a fire in his hand before punching the ground. A fire pillar shoots up under him and burns him slightly. Kabil groans in pain but gives them one last look. Kabil, get the devils here, I have a message for them. I can't trust Freed due to his stupidity. Kabil leaves in a yellow magic circle as the rogue trio nodded. Irina, should we actually believe him? Izuku, Irina, he sounds serious. This means this is important and not a trick, you could also use a quick patch-up. He points to her still bleeding arm as she laughs a bit embarrassed. Blake, I will call them, give me a minute, Izuku mind making sure she won't bleed out. Izuku wraps her arm up in black whip as Blake called Sona. Ruby on the other hand called Penny to tell her what happened and to inform Seraphol. After they were done calling they walked out the forest and close to the edge to enter the town. They wait until Seraphol, Sona and her peerage and Rias and her peerage arrive. Sona, we are here, where is he? Sona spots Seraphol before sighing. Kabil, looks like the two owners of the town have arrived and the Mao Leviathan is here too. Seraphol, what are you trying to do Kabil? Kabil, simple, I am trying to restart the Great War. Seraphol took a step back as she was shocked to hear that. Ruby, mind filling the rogues here and what the Great War is? Sona then explained the Great War as the rogue trio now understand why it is so bad. Blake, what is the point of restarting the war again? Kabil, to show how superior us fallen angels are than the angels and devils. Isuku, and I thought devils were prideful, he has taken the entire worldwide supply of cake. Issei, no kidding. Ruby, that is an ego bigger than the moon. Blake, is he really that full of himself? Seraphol, you can say some fallen angels are a bit more prideful than us devils. Issei, reminds me of Rainier when she arrived, still being stuck up but she has changed. Kabil, how is that hitch still alive? Izuku, you can ask Azazel when you are taken down. Kabil, our fight won't be for now human, but soon it will, and when the time comes, I will make you watch as I break the two girls you're with. Izuku punched the air as air pressure came fast towards Kabil that he had to endure. He grunted before flying off towards Ko Academy. Seraphol, this is bad. Kabil have survived the Great War. We can't get an army to fight against him. It will take too long. Irina, but what is our plan? Ruby, I have one. Me, Blake, Izuku and Seraphol deal with Kabil for now. You take care of his allies so he can't get any backup. Sona, could work. Me and my peerage will provide a barrier to make sure the destruction will only happen inside of it. Rias, but make sure that Kiba can enter if he wants to help. Sona noted. Irina, Zenobia as well. Sona sighed but nodded. They all headed home to prepare for the upcoming fight against Kabil and his allies. Blake, Izuku, Ruby, do you think we will survive? Izuku, hard to tell, but we have survived a lot worse from our own worlds as well as this world. I have survived this quirk that could have exploded my own limbs off. I have survived 3 villain attacks and 1 rescue mission to save Aria. Ruby, Blake, we survived the day our team was formed. The team split up where we were gathering evidence about the White Fang and try-capture Roman Torchwick. Let's not forget how we survived being alone and only had each other. We are survivors, Blake, if death didn't come to collect us during that time. It is not going to come and collect us this time. Blake smiled. The time came and they were in front of the school. Around it was a large barrier as Sona and her peerage was keeping it up with magic. Seraphol was in a magic girl-like costume and Rias was there with her peerage minus Kiba, whose location was still unknown to her. Irina was also there wearing the church exorcist combat outfit. Asia have healed her wounds so she was combat ready, and last was Rainier. She was in her combat outfit. Seraphol, everyone ready? Everyone nodded. Seraphol, good, let's stop him. Sona, good luck everyone. They enter the barrier ready to fight Kabil. Issei, do you think we will survive? Irina, I don't know, but whatever happens, we will still be able to fight together, even though it will be maybe our last time fighting together. Issei, let's hope we both get out of this. Seraphol, Izuku, did you bring Excalibur rapidly? Izuku nodded. He unwrapped the sword from his back that was covered with black whip. Rias, should be helpful against him. Ruby, yeah, we need all the advantages as possible. Blake, against him, yeah, he is stronger than almost all of us except probably Seraphol. They stood in front of the door that led to outside in the courtyard. Akino, this is it, one last fight against this fallen angel. Kaneko, we need to give it our all. Blake, no more holding back, we need to go all out to save the town. Izuku, time to finish this chapter of the fallen angels invading Ko, whether we get the happy ending or the bad one. They all nodded as they all went outside. Valper was doing something with some kind of magic. Kabil was sitting on a throne looking at what was happening. Blake, what are they doing? Kabil, they are fusing together the 3 Excaliburs. Izuku, this can't be good. Kabil, so Seraphol, ready for a battle, or are you just going to annoy me with your stupid cosplay? Seraphol, stupid cosplay? Blake, doesn't Aria enjoy being around her when she does her cosplaying? Izuku, she does. Seraphol's aura was leaking as some of the devils took a step back. Ruby, so he has messed up? Blake and Izuku, big time. Seraphol made multiple magic circles, and shot multiple ice shards from them towards Kabil. Kabil was shocked at the speed they were fired towards him. he used a magic circle as there were 2 holes that appeared in the ground and out came 2 giant dogs with 3 heads. Everyone except Irina, Asia, Issei, Blake and Ruby, Cerberus? Cabil, maybe you all can deal with my pets. Rias, sorry but they have to deal with me and my peerage. Seraphal, I am going to show you who is the truly stupid one. She summons a magic circle over him as he barely dodged an ice pillar that slammed down. Cabil, I must have really underestimated you. Blake, don't forget us. She appeared behind him with a purple sphere containing black rings before sending the sphere as a beam towards Cabil. Cabil barely managed to block, but Ruby have summoned some vine-like tendrils from the ground and wrapped them around Cabil. He destroyed the vines before sending a light spear towards both of them. Blake stretched out her hand as it, and her eyes glowed cyan blue, stopping the spear but barely as it was a few millimeters away from piercing her stomach. Ruby, on the other hand, makes some vines come out the ground and block the spear. Cabil, annoying pest. Isuku, there is a reason why we are a trio. He looked behind him. Isuku punched him with an air-pressured punch covered in fire. It came spiraling towards Cabil. He was going to block it, but he was hit by an ice pillar and was forced towards it. Seraphal, I still exist, Cabil. The 2 attacks collide as there was an explosion that happened, while with Irina, Rainier and the devils except Seraphal, they were done dealing 1 Cerberus. They were now fighting the second one. Irina, this thing won't go down. Issei, at least we have taken 1 down. Rias, focus on taking the other one down as well. Irina, what about Valper? Rias, can you deal with him? Irina, sure. She left Cerberus alone as it was about to bite her, but Rainier blocked it by using a magic circle. She charged at Valper. Freed blocked her attack with a light sword. Freed, not today. Irina, for the crimes you have done against the church, I am going to punish Freed Selzen in the name of God. Freed, don't you dare speak about his name in my presence. Both begin to fight against each other. Valper was close to finish combining the 3 swords. Irina kicked Freed in the stomach as Valper was finally done combining the pieces. Valper, Freed, it is ready for you. Freed, finally. He grabs the sword as he has an insane smile on his face. Freed, now it is time to have some real fun. He charged at Irina with his sword while it's suddenly vanishing. Irina knew that he was still holding it, so she needed to be more on her guard, as she barely managed to block his attack only for him to overpower her and force her on her knees. He was about to finish her off only for Issei arriving and punching him away. Irina, so done dealing with the giant 3-headed dog. Issei, yes, the others are getting healed up by Asia. Irina nodded, while outside the barrier there were 2 people that had arrived. Sona, are you 2 ready to help your comrades? They both nod as she opens the barrier for them only for her to close it when they have entered. While at Lily's house she was watching the barrier from inside her house. Lily, guess I could make myself a bit known. A pair of yellow wings as well 2 gauntlets appear. The gauntlet was looking like that of a dragon as well the wings. While with the others, they were still dealing with Freed. They were struggling as he continued to use the Excalibur's abilities. Irina, he really annoys me. Issei, same. Freed, are you 2 ready to die together? He slashed at them only for Rainier to appear and block with a light spear. She creates another one and was about to stab him, but he quickly jumped away. Freed, traitor. Rainier, as long as I am alive and not dead, I couldn't really care. He charges at them only to be stopped by Zenobia. Irina and Issei, Zenobia? Zenobia missed me. Valper, what in the... He barely avoided an attack from Kiba as he appeared out of nowhere. Kiba, Valpet Galilei, I will avenge my fallen comrades. Freed, oh no you don't. Freed was about to rush at Kiba only to be hit in the back by Issei. Issei, where do you think you are going? He was dealing with both Irina and Zenobia as well. They have received a small boost from Issei to fight Freed. He was also need to be worried about Rainier as she was in the air firing light spears at him, while with the rogues and Seraphal, they were breathing heavily as their outfits have a few cuts here and there. While Cabil was smiling as he also was breathing heavily, Izuku raised his sword as Kabil created a light spear her could use. Both of them begin to fight weapon to weapon as Izuku was struggling. Rapidly helped by boosting his speed as he continued to dodge Kabil's attack while almost cutting Kabil a couple of times, but Kabil managed to block the attacks. Izuku then punched him with a purple flame-covered fist, sending him backwards. Kabil, this is the fight I always wanted, one that will make me feel death is so close to get me only for me to escape its grasp. Ruby, you are insane! Kabil, time to stop playing around. I will end you. Suddenly something broke the barrier and punched Kabil down. The barrier quickly reformed itself since it was barely broken that much. Everyone, what in the name of God/Lucifer? The person was a girl in golden armor. The shoulders on the armor looks to be some kind of dragon head, and same with the helmet. The armor have wings that have armor on them. It had two mace-like tails, and at the hand's back a claw was on it. Lily, seems like I am not late to the party. Asia and the rogue trio, Lily? Kabil, tch, another brat I can kill. Lily, think again. Kabil. She hold up her hand and a magic circle that shocked Seraphol appear around Kabil. Waves of fire shot out of them which forced Kabil to fly upwards. He suddenly was hit by a beam from Lily, sending him downwards. He charged at her and almost hit her, only for him to hit by dark flames. He hit her with a blast of light, but the armor was not damaged. Kabil, is that all you got? Lily, you are right. She throws Izuku, Ruby, Blake and Seraphol a small bottle and throws another one to Kabil. Seraphol, Phoenix Tear? Lily, it is more fun to fight at full power rather than weaken. They drink the bottle as they all regain their strength, while with Valper and Kiba, he was struggling against Valper's shield. Kabil took the chance and threw a spear in front of Kiba. As it exploded, Kiba fell down due to the damage and exhaustion as he glared at Valper. Kiba, you killed my friends, all for your sick mind of wanting to wield an Excalibur. Valper, I am grateful for you and the others. You taught me what I needed to know to complete the project. Kiba, complete? Valper, the subject we used didn't individually have enough of a particular gene required to use the holy swords. After I realized that fact, I came to a conclusion, so all I did was take out the gene from the kids that carried any of it. This shocked everyone except Kabil and Freed. Izuku got more angry from hearing that. Valper, then I found a way to combine and crystallize their genes. He then pulls out a holy crystal. Valper, this crystal contains the correct quantity of the gene. It is the last one made from those pathetic brats. Irina, is that how they made them? Zenobia, holy swords users receive a blessing, something like that is put into their bodies, a gene deficiency. That must be what they have been using them for. Izuku, how disgusting. If Kiba lets you live, I will make sure you will feel pain beyond what you deserve. Valper, those hypocrites, after excommunicating me as a pagan, they shamelessly used my research? Typical church behavior. Of course we are talking about Michael, so even if he took genes from his subject, I'd bet he didn't take the time to kill them. Kiba, there was no need to kill us either. How could you? He laughs at this and tells him he was nothing but subjects. This broke many that heard this, but some didn't show a reaction. Valper then throws the crystal to Kiba as it landed on the ground in front of him. Valper, here, why don't you take this? I don't need it. It have gotten to the point we can mass produce higher quality crystals. No Marty's required. Lily, how messed up can he be? She sends a beam to Kabil's light spear, destroying it. Kiba picks up the crystal as he cries while looking at it. He has flashbacks of the day where his friends was killed. Kiba, gone. Ruby, how disgusting are you, taking lives of the innocent. We might be rogue people, but at least we only have specific types of targets and have our standards. Blake, I have witnessed my own kind slaughter humans, but you make them seem like saints. Kiba, how many? How much did your blessed research cost? How many deaths did it take? The crystal in Kiba's hands begin to glow brighter as spirits appear around him. Many are shocked to see what is happening, as now everyone was looking towards Kiba with curiosity. Suddenly transparent people begin to appear around Kiba. He begins to berate himself as he believes someone else deserved to survive other than him. He noticed the spirit as they wanted to join his soul as he then absorbs the crystal. Seraphol, guess he can finally be together with his friends, even if he is the only alive one. Ruby, this is precious to watch. Lily, I wish I had friends like him from my childhood. Kiba then walks towards Valper. Now letting go of his hate towards Excalibur, he can finally avenge his friends by getting rid of the man that took their lives. He lifted up his sword as a light and dark energy begin to mix together in the sword. He have finally achieved his balance breaker, his new sword nicknamed Sword of Betrayers. Zenobia and Irina joined beside him. Zenobia, talk to me, Knight of Rias Gremory. Are the three of us still fighting on the same side? Kiba, I'd like to think we are. Irina, then let's destroy that abomination that they have created and still call Excalibur. Zenobia, why don't you pull it out? Zenobia nodded as she opened a portal and take out a blue sword with a golden edge, while with Seraphol, Lily and the Rouge trio they decide enough time have been wasted and started to fight Cabil again. Cabil was struggling dealing with all of them as Lily was causing him now more problems when it was just 4 against 1. He might be stronger, but they all made it impossible to focus with their constant attacking. Lily, is the great Cabil struggling with 2 devils and 3 humans? Cabil, I will show you, brat, what I am capable of. He holds his hand into the air as multiple light spears rain down upon them. Seraphol used a magic circle to shield her and the others. Lily was dodging them as well, the rogues, while with the other devils, they have destroyed Excalibur. Valper was questioning how the devil and holy energy could mix until he finally realized why. He was about to say it, but Cabil stopped him by a light spear through his chest. Cabil, oh Valper, you really were talented, but you weren't supposed to know that. Ruby, know what? Cabil, you see, it wasn't only the 4 great devil kings that died during the Great War, but God also died. This shocked almost everyone as Irina froze up, Asia began to cry, and Zenobia looked like she lost all purpose in her life. Cabil, now then, time to finish you devils, humans, exorcist, and Rainier off. Lily appeared behind him and punched him on his back. Isuku followed up by kicking him in the head. Cabil used his wing to push Isuku away before turning around to punch Lily on the helmet. It broke a bit as anger could be seen in her eyes. Lily, you're dead, Cabil. Cabil should not have expected any less from the great grand brat of Lucifer. Just as he was about to summon a light spear to finish her off, Aquino sent a lightning bolt at Cabil as he used a magic circle to block it. Cabil, could it be she who possesses the power of Bearkeel is trying to fight? Aquino, don't speak his name, I am nothing like that creature. She increased the power of her attack as Cabil just looked more bored. Lily took the chance and sent a beam towards Cabil, which he blocks to. Blake created a new sphere that was purple that turned black the more it comes closer to the edge of it, and send it towards him. He swiped it away with his wings, but it still hurt him a lot. Ruby took the change to grab his like with a vine tendril and slam Cabil onto the ground. He stands up as he glares at all of them. Cabil, must say I am impressed that you all are holding your own against me. Seraphol, we won't give up until we have taken you down, so we are going to show you how strong we truly are. She created a magic circle to her left behind her as a giant ice spike comes out. Cabil fly up and dodge it as he created a light spear and throw it at her. Ruby create her giant monster form as it takes the light spear. Cabil then rush and punch Seraphol in the stomach as she clutch it falling down. Isuku take the chance and bind Cabil's arms and legs. Cabil, damn these plants. Isuku, yeah, and here is more that I can do with these. Suddenly all Cabil's strength vanished as Blake took the time and hit him with a blue lighting that froze him. As he was getting more and more covered by the ice, all he could do was glare as they had beaten him. Lily, finally he is done. Isuku, yeah, but Lily, why didn't you tell us you were a devil? Lily, I don't like to talk about my past. Suddenly the barrier broke as someone in white armor and blue glowing wings appeared. Lily glared at him and the person in white just looked at her. I see you have escaped him. Lily, what are you doing here, battle maniac? I am hurt that you would say that to me of all people. Lily, you left me there to defend for myself. No need to live in the past, Lilith. Lily, don't you dare call me that. Anyways, Azazel wants me to bring this one back. Drake, are you going to ignore me, White One? White one, you are still alive, red one? Seraphol, the two heavenly dragons are talking. Drake, I've been wondering when we would finally meet again. Isuku, what is the white one's name? Lily, Albion. Albion, as have I. We are still fated to fight. It is inevitable. Lily, if you are going to fight the red dragon, then you better fight me first. I have a wing to pluck with that backstabbing person that is your wielder. Trust me, you are not ready to fight me. Albion, now is not the time. I can feel she has become stronger than you. We will meet again soon, Drake. Drake, yes, let's. Albion. Lily, next time I see you, it is on sight. Good luck, Lilith. I would like to see you try. The person in white armor grabs the frozen Kabil and flies away with him as Sona and her peerage arrive inside to see him leave. Sona, so the white one has awakened. Isuku, seems like it. Sona, I can see you have dealt with everything. Seraphol, yeah, I will head back to the rogue's home. I am tired after that fight by Sotan. She then vanishes in a magic circle, leaving the rest there. Isuku, I could use some rest as well. Ruby, same. Blake, yeah, a nice nap would be nice. Ruby, Kiba, are you over your anger towards an object? Kiba, yeah, so please don't do anything. Ruby, don't worry, I won't cut off your lower half for now. Rias, now that is out of the way, Kiba, it is time for you to receive 1,000 spankings. Kiba, wait, what? Issei, are you going to help him? Izuku, not this time, we helped you and Kaneko because both of you are good friends trying to help someone. Irina, guess me and Zenobia have to go back to the church and report what happened, as well give back Excalibur. Issei, it was nice seeing you again, Irina. Irina, same, hope we can work together more in the future. Rainer, get a room you two, if you don't end up with Rias Issei then Irina could be your second option. Issei and Irina, shut up Rainer. Many laugh at this as the rogue snickers a bit. Lily smiled before flying off, but what the rogues have caused might both have been for the good and the bad, while somewhere else, something felt its former threat, and knew he had to wake up knowing that either this would determine the fate of Earth or not. At the same time a random thug could be seen having marks on his body as he fell over while the sound of someone tired could be heard, last in front of the rogue's home. The person that jumped on the monster's back to took Aria to the new world. She was tired but she saw Aria and was ready to try rescue her not knowing Aria was with her family. Relaxing and reunion between a brother and sister. After the fight with Kabil, Irina and Zenobia left to report to the church. The rogues have headed home to sleep, while somewhere else, Lily was sitting on top of a building. She was looking over the city as she deactivated her balance breaker. Looking over Koshisai, she hears someone land behind her, and she gains a sour look. Lily, what do you want, Vala? Vala, can't visit my sister? She turns around and grabs his neck as she glares at him. Lily, you left me when we tried to escape. You knew we still had time even if they got closer. But you called me weak and left me there. They dragged me back there, where I suffered for Satan knows how long. Valley, but you escaped. Lily, you promised we would stick together only to break the moment we were close to escape. Valley, that was years ago. Lilith, get over. She punched him in the gut as he spit out a lot of saliva. Lily, be glad I don't kill you, don't mess with me Vala, I will never forgive you even if Rizavim dies. She let go of him before 5 pairs of bat-like wings come out her back. She gave him one last glance before flying away looking for someone. Vala got back up holding his stomach. He sighed before flying off himself. With the rogues, they were in front of their home when they noticed ice on the ground. They all nodded at each other as they head inside. Inside, Pira could be seen having a girl pinned down. She has snowy white hair and light blue eyes. She wears a white jumpsuit with light blue ice crystals on it. Hand her over. Pira, sorry, but that is a friend of mine's daughter. Isuku, Pira, what is happening? Wait, Isuku Midoriya? Isuku, do I know you? No, but you do know my brother. Isuku, from your white hair and blue eyes, you must be Shoto's sister. Yeah, my name is Shoka. Isuku, guess you are stuck here then. Shoka stuck? Isuku, well, I think the only way to return has closed, so you are stuck here. Shoka, please tell me this is a joke. Isuku, pick a room and don't bother either me, her or her. As he points to Blake and Ruby, they follow her up as she picks a room. Izuku head into his and went to sleep, not caring Ruby and Blake had followed him inside as he fell asleep in his suit. So did the two Rouge girls. The next morning Izuku woke up to feel 3 people on him. He knew Ruby and Blake was one of the 3 people and he could tell who the last person was. He hears a cough and looked towards the person that have woken up with a yawn. Lily, good morning, it was early so I took a nap while waiting for you to wake. Izuku, could you help me out of this? Lily, I got you. She let her wings out. She fly over and grab his arms before pulling him out of their grip. When he was out he grabbed his school uniform before heading into his bathroom. He then come out in his school uniform as Lily was waiting for him outside. He did take notice that she would glare some outside but just go back to waiting. Izuku, something has gotten you angry. Lily, what makes you think that? Izuku, because you glared outside just then. Lily, it is not much, just my asshole brother thinking he can walk back into my life. They walk outside to see Sona sitting on a chair with a sleeping Seraphol clinging to her. Lily, good morning, had a nice rest? Sona, laugh it up, but can we please get down to business? Izuku, why do you need me, Sona? Sona, well, the 2 exorcists have been excommunicated by the church, so one of them is staying with Issei. Izuku, let me guess, Irina. Sona, yes, while the other one is going to stay here. Izuku, can't be that bad. Sona, well, Lily is going to stay here too, as well, going to join the school. Izuku looked at Lily. Lily, well, since me being a devil is revealed and Seraphol knowing which family I belong to, I was told I need a protector from the Devil Council, which happens to be. Izuku sighed at this. Sona, don't worry, you and the others can use today and tomorrow to relax. Izuku, alright, have a nice day, Sona. Sona, thank you, but can you? She points to Seraphol. Izuku sighs. He begins to use Black Whip to try and force Seraphol off. After what seems like an hour, Seraphol was finally off Sona. She then left as Seraphol began to wake up. Izuku, this can't get even more weird. Lily, kinda. But you should probably zip up your pants first. Izuku got embarrassed. He quickly looked down only to realize that she had pranked him. Lily, not sorry, so what is for breakfast? Seraphol, Izuku, can you go make it? I need to talk with Lily. Izuku, sure, give me a moment. He left the 2 of them to speak. While he was cooking he was thinking back to the dream he just had. Flashback. Izuku was standing on some stairs that go up to a temple. In front of him was a white dragon with small stars falling from its wings. A red dragon that was burning with some fire that was not normal. He felt was the same as Ruvel's but only stronger and more dangerous. The last is a black dragon with its wings covered in rose petals with a rose color. They were chained for some reason. Behind them is the crimson-colored dragon from his first weird dream. Izuku, where am I? You are on the stairway to the dragon on your back. Izuku, who are you? My name is irrelevant for now, but I can tell you have questions. Izuku, I do have a few. Who are these dragons? They are the dragons created by the dragon that has chosen you. Izuku, why me? It is hard to explain. Normally 6 people would be chosen by the dragon. Izuku, what will happen with the 6 people that have been chosen? They will get powers from specific dragons that are linked to a specific mark. Izuku, why do I have this mark then? You have all the dragons' marks, which mean you will have to be close to the dragons and where they stay, that way you can gain their powers. But it is only a fraction, you will need to train them to reach their level of control. Izuku, what do you mean, I have control? No, what you are doing is trying to use all of the power's limit. The flames you've been using shows how much you control. It isn't much, but when you start to train their powers to their fullest potential, then you will know the difference between. Izuku, I see. But what about the giant crimson-colored dragon behind the 3 I am seeing right now? The first one from your dream. It is waiting for you to have found and gained all the other dragon's power before its true power can be given to you. This can determine the future, as a being is growing stronger the more the hour goes on. Isuku, but why actually give me these powers? Because you were chosen for greatness, and because even if you went rogue, your heart still wants to help everyone. The dragon chooses you due to your good traits, your courage, your will, and your selfishness. Isuku, what was the monster I saw? I can't explain right now. Isuku, why? This all the time we had to talk, you are waking up. Flashback over. Isuku was done making breakfast. He was bringing the plates out to Seraphal and Lily. Isuku, done discussing the thing I wasn't allowed to hear? Lily, yeah, I wonder how school is though. Isuku, depends if you are in either mine and Ruby's class or Blake's class. Lily, I am 18. Seraphal, then you are probably going to Rias and Sona's class. Isuku, better than Blake's class. Lily, how bad is it? Isuku, there once were a pervert trio but slowly turning into a duo due to Blake. Lily, sounds like a nightmare. Isuku, you don't say. Ruby and Blake soon come down in their own school uniform. Lily, good morning you too. Blake, what are you doing here, Lily? Seraphal, Devil Council. Ruby, right, due to her having a devil family. Lily, well, only from my father's side. Ruby, your childhood must have been terrible. Lily, you can say that. Blake, so which class are you going to join? Lily, I will speak with Sona today, but I unfortunately won't be able to join either one of your people's classes. Ruby, that is a bummer. Isuku, well, you do realize she can either get put in a good or bad class right now. Blake, with the amount of perverts in that school, I won't be surprised. Seraphal, that does remind me of something. I have to join the school too, since the whole Kabil thing. They want me to keep a closer eye on you three. Isuku, could be worse. Ruby, I feel like there is something else. Seraphal shrugs her shoulders. Seraphal, other than 2 new people are going to live here, nothing much other than we probably are going to make the place bigger. Isuku, alright, we probably need another one to join the school as well. She is from my world though. Seraphal, who? Suddenly Shoka comes downstairs in her hero outfit. Isuku, her. Shoka, who is she? Isuku, someone that stands against what Ibara is believing in. Shoka, ever since that monster arrived and I thought ate Eri, I am not questioning anything that is happening anymore. Isuku, go out and buy yourself some new clothes today. Shoka, why? Isuku, because either you do it now yourself or she can help you. He points to Seraphal, which has a smile on her face. Shoka, can I borrow some clothes to walk outside? Seraphal, just use Izuku's for now. Isuku, why mine? Seraphal, because she is from your world. Isuku, that doesn't mean. Ruby quickly grabbed him before she was at the door. Ruby, just catch up to us when you are done. I will take him to school. Please inform the others we have went early. Bye. She quickly left out the door while dragging Isuku with her. Blake, I hope they actually head to school and not go another way. Shoka, what do you mean? Blake, if you hear something in the middle of the night, just ignore it. It will be the best for your own sanity. While with Isuku and Ruby, they were slowly making their way to the school. Isuku, I feel like this world punishes me for just being in it. Ruby just kissed him on the cheek. Ruby, calm down. I am supposed to be the emotional one between you, me and Blake. Don't worry about her using your clothes for now. It is only one time until she has her own. I mean, you let us borrow yours. What is the difference this time? Isuku, guess it was probably because. Ruby, you didn't have a reason. Isuku, yeah, I guess that after her trying to take Eri yesterday I was a bit paranoid. Ruby, relax. We have just survived a fallen angel that wanted to destroy this town. We could use a break though. Isuku, fine, for today I will try to relax. They enter the school and are greeted with Kaneko standing outside her classroom waiting for them. Kaneko, whatever you three have caused, one of you has to fix this. She opens the door to reveal someone Isuku and Ruby knew who was. Ravel, hey you two, how have it been? Isuku, nice to see you again. Ravel. Ruby, what brings you to this school? Ravel, I have my reasons. Ruby, I for some reason have a feeling it involves what happened during that time. Ravel just shrugs. Kaneko, why are you here, Phoenix? Ravel, can I say to hide from the council? Ruby, they are becoming more of a headache than Yang's puns, and let me tell you they were not even good. Kaneko, well, Issei is wondering if you two want to join him and his friend going to karaoke. Izuku, why not? Ruby, yeah, it could be fun. Kaneko, alright, I will inform him. Ravel, I wonder what is happening in Blake's class right now. With Blake, she wished that she was in Izuku and Ruby's class since Irina and Zenobia have entered her classroom. Matsuda and Motohama already make a comment about them. But when Irina revealed that she was Issei's childhood friend, everyone began to ask many things. Blake mind, why must I suffer? Asia, hey, are you alright? Blake, if they could be more quiet, then yes, I would be fine. Asia, it isn't so bad, but what about Lily? Blake, last time I heard about her when we entered was she is going to join Sona and Ria's class. Asia, will she be alright? Blake, if we were able to take down Kabil with her, then she would be fine. When their class was done, they meet up at their usual spot with Lily having followed after Akino to where the spot is, while Irina and Zenobia followed Issei, Blake, John, Asia and Pira. Ravel followed Izuku, Ruby and Penny with them. Blake, hey Lily, how is the school so far? Lily, most boys need to be suspended. Issei, you will be surprised how I haven't been suspended yet. Lily, what is wrong with every human? Issei, don't know. Blake, glad I am not a human then. John, well, you and Ruby did slaughter your kind. Blake, the White Fan are not some people I would consider my kind. They might have been when it was meant for peace, but now no. Ruby, that does remind me of something. Penny, mind doing a quick scan on me? Penny, why? Ruby, have been feeling a little weird lately. Penny, it can't be that bad. They all turn to Ruby as she right now has 2 black wolf ears on her head that seems to have grown out her head. Ruby, what? Penny, I will do the scan. Izuku, Ruby, you might want to use a hat today. Ruby, why? She began to touch the top of her head. Ruby, well, it did take its sweet time. Penny, Ruby explained to me how your DNA says you are 39% Beowulf. Ruby, before me and Blake made our mask we ran into a large pack of Beowulfs. To make this long story short, I might have killed most of them and piled them up to relax on them. Penny, but that doesn't. Ruby, turns out one was still alive and dragged me into that pile. I'd bite into the Beowulf's arm and biting a bit of its skin off. After spitting the skin out, I might have gotten some of it blood splashed into my mouth, ending up with me swallowing whatever its blood was. I killed the Beowulf and that got out the pile as. Penny, well, it seems it will slowly change you a bit, with the examples of your ears and tail. Ruby, wait, I have a tail? She looks behind her to see a tail. Ruby, can I be categorized as a faunus for this? Blake, I think more a grimness is what I will call you. Lily, why even bite it in the first place? Ruby, couldn't really kill it due to how heavy the pile was. Blake, but how did you? Ruby, my eyes saved me. Due to panicking, they let out a glow that killed it. Pira, that explains why Ashbin is so interested in them. Being able to kill Grims with a stare can really change things when fighting many of them. Ruby, you don't say, but I can't always activate them. I need to find a way to use them, but only when I need to. I don't want to always use them. Akino, well, I have a question for everyone here though that isn't a part of Ria's peerage. John, what do you need, Akino? Akino, well, we are planning to clean up one of the school's pools and are wondering if you would like to join. We are allowed to use it afterwards. Izuku, sure, could be nice with a pool day. Blake, why not? I have nothing better to do, could be fun and relaxing. Ruby, comes from the girl that has freaked out 5 times taking a bath back in our old world. Blake, shut up. Pira, normally I thought faunus was meant for only some people to have some animal traits. Did you just jump into a complete cat trait pool before being born? Everyone except an embarrassed Blake laughed a bit. Lily, well, I would like to join as well. Akino, of course, the more the better. Ruby, get close to Isuku during the pool and I am going to cut you down faster then. Blake, Ruby, calm down, you need to relax. Isuku, weren't you also the one that told me to calm down? Ruby pouted. Isuku used Black Whip to pick her up and pull her a bit closer to him before putting her down and hugging her. Isuku happy? Ruby sighs as a smile appears on her face. Ruby, maybe a bit. Irina, this is going to be fun. Zenobia, Irina, what are you plotting? Irina, nothing. Ravel, for a former exorcist you seem to be right now doing the opposite of what you once believed in. Irina, I have no idea what you are talking about. Izuku, Issei, are you and Irina sharing a room? Issei, well, Asia's room is getting more crowded since Rias has moved in, so yes, we are kinda sharing a room. Irina, just like our sleepovers when we were little. They all just give her a blank stare at both of them. They knew Irina is planning something. As the bell rang to go back to class, Kaneko decided to talk with Ruby real quick in private before heading to class. When school was done, the rogues and the others that have joined Issei and his friends go to karaoke, but Lily didn't join. She instead decided to do her own thing. When they have left, she began to fly towards a building that was being worked on. She landed on one of them steel beams that was there and leaned up against another one. Looking towards the other side of the beam she is leaning on, there sit Azazel and Vala leaning on another beam using his arm. Azazel, seems like I finally met the infamous Lily Lucifer. Lily, don't speak about that last name near me. My name is just Lily, not Lily Lucifer. Azazel, what brings you here? Vala, it seems she just miss her. Lily, shut it, Vala. I am only here for information. For all I care, Vala, you can go to purgatory, and I wouldn't even feel bad for you. Azazel, what do you need to know? Lily, what about you telling me what is going to happen after the whole Kabil thing? Azazel, is that all you want to know? Lily, no, I also want to know more about something else. Azazel, depends on what you are speaking of. The next day, the rogue trio, their friends and the devils were standing in front of a dirty pool that really needed to be cleaned up. Ravel, this pool needs a lot of cleaning. Ruby, could have been worse. Pira, how can it be worse? Ruby, there could be a stray living in that pool. Irina, how come the school never cleaned it? Izuku, ask them, not us. Akino, it hasn't been used since last year. Ruby, that answers why it is so dirty. Some people are just lazy to clean things. Rias, after we are done cleaning we get to use the pool as often as we want for a little while. They begin to drain the water before beginning to clean. While they were cleaning, Blake have pushed Ruby jokingly as she fell face into the ground. Blake laughed at this as Ruby got up before pushing Blake. Blake fell backwards as she landed on the ground. Both laughed at this. After a few minutes the pool was cleaned up. Akino make a magic circle and water fall out of it, filling the pool up. Ruby, this is going to be so fun. Blake, haven't seen you this excited ever since we got betrayed. Ruby gets a depressed cloud over her head as she turns towards Blake. Ruby, sometimes I hate you, Blake. Rias, come on, let's change so we can have fun in the pool. The girls went into their changing rooms and the boys went into their own, while inside in the boys' changing room. John, hey Izuku, what is that mark on your back? Izuku, something I am still confused about how I got it. Issei, to be honest, it is weird that you have that mark, but it seems that it makes you stronger. The first time you used it, you were able to take down that beast. Izuku, well, I am still understanding this mark, but it will take a lot of time. Kiba, it is strange, but should we be worried about any side effects? Izuku, I don't know, I still know so little about it, but for some reason it feels like I should be alright. Issei, whatever makes you happy. John, are you still sure you will be alright? Izuku, I should ask you that, have you had any weird dreams lately? John, not yet, why? Izuku, no reason. They then head outside waiting for the girls. While waiting they decide to have a swimming race just for the time to pass. Izuku, remember, no quirks, semblance, sacred gear or using evil peace traits. John, Issei and Kiba, got it. Izuku, ready, set, go. They jump in the water before swimming to the other side. Between the four of them, Izuku seems to be the fastest, with Kiba being the second and John the third, while Issei was the slowest. When they were done, they sit on the edge of the pool as they begin talking, but none of them notice the girls except one sneaking up on them. Blake, hey, we are done. They all turn around as Kiba was neutral. Issei had a blush, a perverted face, and drooled a bit, which earned him a jab from Izuku. John tried not to pass out, and Izuku was trying not to nosebleed as he saw them. They were all wearing their own swimwear. Ruby, what do you boys think? Issei, I am keeping my mouth shut, I don't want to lose my life. Blake, come on Izuku, what are your thoughts? Because it seems Pira might have overloaded John. He looks towards John to see steam coming out of him. He looks back at them once last time before he has decided the best way to answer. Izuku, if I am going to give my honest opinion on you two, then I am afraid that Issei has corrupted me. Issei, what the hell does that mean? Izuku muttered something really low which no one except Blake, Ruby and Kaneko heard. Ruby and Blake blushed from what he muttered as now everyone was curious. They all decide that they have wasted enough time. So Ruby start out the fun with pushing Blake head first into the pool. Blake got her head up over the pool before glaring at Ruby. Blake, I am so getting my revenge, Ruby, you hear me? Ruby, how will you do that? Blake, simple. Blake uses her semblance to get her out the pool before landing behind Ruby before picking her up and throwing her into the water. Ruby, how did you not slip onto the ground? Blake, remember Ruby, a cat always lands on their feet. Ruby was mad but knew she deserved it. Izuku sighed at this before get splashed by water as he looked to see a smirking Ruby. Izuku, really? Ruby just answered with another splash, but this time it hit Blake. Blake was annoyed. Blake sighed before getting into the water and made a dark sphere before slamming it into the water in front of Ruby as a huge splash of water hit her in the face as the sphere exploded on the surface. Ruby, I deserve that, but it is on. Both of them begin to play as most of the others that could swim joined in on the water fight. Some Rias, Akino, Lily and Ravel decided to sunbathe instead while Penny just was watching the others play in the water. Kiba decided to swim laps, while Asia and Kaneko was at the higher end of the pool. Issei was suddenly asked by Rias to help Kaneko learn how to swim. Irina decided to try and splash Blake with water, but she quickly ducked under so the water hit Lily and Ravel. Ravel, watch where you are hitting. Irina, sorry. Akino, hey, where is Zenobia? Irina, oh, she is probably a bit shy to leave the changing room. Lily, you don't know, do you? Irina, yeah? Izuku, should one of us go check on her? Irina, could you check? Izuku, but I am not a. Lily, just check on her, it will save time. Izuku, fine, but do not label a pervert like Issei. Issei, hey, I am changing. Blake, well, with a really slow pace, but you are becoming better. Izuku got out the water as the others went back to what they were doing before. He then went to the girls' changing room and was about to knock on the door. He hears something from the pool equipment room. He leaves the door to the girls' changing room to find the source of the noise. When he got to the door, he opened it up only to be pulled inside. Nobody saw that happen except for one person. While with Izuku, he found himself standing inside the equipment room and in front of him stood Zenobia. Izuku, hi Zenobia, why did you drag me in here? Zenobia, wasn't comfortable going out there. Izuku, excuse my language, but that is some giant bullshit. What is the true reason? Zenobia, alright, I kinda needed you to come here. Izuku, why? Zenobia, Izuku, I want you to have a baby with me. Izuku, what now? Zenobia, you heard me, I want you to have a baby with me. Izuku, what is the reason you want me to help you make a baby? Zenobia, well, because I want to have strong children. Izuku, hey, it is way too sudden. Zenobia, it will be quick, so don't struggle. Izuku was too in shock as Zenobia had him quickly on the ground. Right before she could do more, someone had punched the door down. They both turned to the person to see Penny standing there. Penny, mind explaining what you were trying? I don't think Ruby would find it pleasant. Zenobia, trying to make him have a baby with me. Penny, Isuku, did you consent? Isuku, does it look like I gave consent? Penny, well then. She grabs Zenobia and carries her outside before throwing her into the pool. Irina, she tried something stupid, didn't she? Penny, tried to force Isuku to have a baby with her. Ruby, I guess someone should know when not to get close to something that is mine. Blake, since when was he an object? Ruby, he isn't, but if she tries something like that, then I have to make sure she knows I mean business. Blake, oh. She quickly got out the pool as many followed except Kiba that hadn't noticed what is happening. Ruby made a giant rose behind the fence. She then slammed the rose down onto Zenobia as she just had got her head up from the water and looked up to see the rose head slamming down onto her. The water from the pool got splashed almost onto everyone. The only one that was safe was Penny, that was covered by a black whip. Isuku, I guess the fun is over. Lily, you can say that, but couldn't Akino just fill up the pool again? Akino, sure, we can't have the day ruined because of one thing. Ruby make the giant rose vanish back into the ground as Akino refilled the pool. They spent the rest of the time having fun. When the sun was beginning to go down, they all went back and changed into their normal clothes. When they got back to the rogue's home, Isuku went inside the kitchen to make food and Shoka, Sarah fall. Ingvild and Aria comes downstairs. Ingvild, how was the pool day? Blake, Ruby almost killed Zenobia. Zenobia, I am still standing about having a kid with Isuku. Ruby, first, when Salem comes here and kills me, will you have a chance? Blake, chance of that is barely even a % that she even gets here. It's become lesser that she has a chance to kill you. Ruby, I know. Blake, so Ruby, can we talk in private real quick? Ruby, I already know where this is going. Alright, let's talk. They both then left for another room to speak, while Aria headed into the kitchen because she wanted to help her father prepare food. Sarah fall, what are they going to talk about? John, I don't know, but I think they need to get Aria some noise-canceling headphones. Pira, why? John, because Blake and Ruby have spent a lot of time with him. Shoka, they both have fallen for him, which is probably why. Ravel, are these rooms soundproof? Sarah fall, no. Ravel, guess we won't get that much sleep tonight. Ingvild, I am sure that they probably will not do anything. Ravel, I will believe it when I don't hear anything tonight. They continue to talk until Izuku's head comes from the other side of the door. Isuku, the food is ready. Sarah fall, thank you, I am starving. Pira, for someone with a high position, you are really acting like a child. Lily, and this person can probably freeze this whole town, so I think you should be careful with your words. Pira, you are joking, right? She just shook her head. Pira looked at Seraphal to see her having a sweet smile on her face. Pira mind, note to self, never mess with her no matter how much she acts like a child. Blake and Ruby then joined the rest. They ate dinner as they talked about their day. When they were finished, Isuku and Ruby were cleaning up after while the others headed upstairs. Ruby, hey Isuku. Isuku, yes Ruby? Ruby, Blake wants to talk with you about something. And just remember I approve what she is going to talk about. Isuku, what is she going to talk about? Ruby, you will find out tonight. I will sleep in my own room tonight while probably keeping Aria's ears from hearing anything. Isuku, alright, wait, what do you mean by that? Ruby didn't say anything more. All she did was finish the last plate before heading up to her room. Isuku was left to wonder what she was talking about. He then head upstairs himself to his room. He changed into his sleep where when he heard a knock on the door, he opens his door, and on the other side was Blake. Isuku, hi Blake, do you need something? Blake, well I need to tell you something. Isuku, what is it? Blake, so I know you and Ruby are dating, which is why I asked her if I was allowed to ask this. But Isuku, during our time together I have also caught feelings for you. I didn't find the time since over this week so much has happened. Isuku, but I am already dating Ruby. Blake, which is why I asked her if she is alright if we both can share you. Isuku, that explains why she said she approved of what you were talking about. but Blake, are you sure? Blake walked up to him before pulling him into a kiss. It lasted a whole minute before they both pulled away for air. Blake, hope this was a response enough. Isuku, alright, I accept. Blake, good, now I still remember the night Ruby confessed to you. Isuku, here we go again. While with the others somewhere dead asleep, but suddenly they hear something from Izuku's room that sounds like a meowing cat. Lily used her pillow to shut out the noise but couldn't. Ruby slept nicely while keeping Aria from hearing something. Ravel was shouting for them to be quiet. Zenobia was just listening as she couldn't sleep from the noises. Ingvild had somehow managed to fall asleep. Sarah Fall had a magic circle in her room as she is sleeping while dreaming of cuddling her sister. John and Pyrrha were struggling sleeping and Penny was turned off in her room. Shoka was slamming her head against a closet door. While that was sleeping with noise-canceling headphones while had fallen asleep reading a book. The next morning Izuku came down carrying Blake to see Zenobia, Ravel and Lily looking like a mess and tired while they were in their school uniform. Izuku on morning. Ravel, you two were so loud. Lily, I swear on my great-grandfather's dead body, if you two ever do it that long and so loud again I am kill everyone. She had her sacred gear out and glared at both of them as both sweat dropped. Ruby came down carrying a sleeping Aria down. Ruby, good morning. Lily, how aren't you tired? Ruby, the multiple times I slept in Yang's room when I was scared, trust me I lost a lot of sleep. The time where my former team and John's former team had a sleepover, Nora definitely was a loud snorer. Blake, you aren't that much better when we were at Beacon Ruby, but you have changed that habit. Ruby, thanks, but you two really need to calm down during the night, and Blake I am also a light sleeper, so I heard some interesting things. Blake had a blush. Aria yawned as she woke up right as she was placed on a chair. Blake was placed on a other chair while Izuku and Ruby head into the kitchen and made breakfast. After they were done, and everyone have ate breakfast, they heads towards Ko Academy. On the way they meet up with the ORC. They begin to walk over a bridge when Lily stopped, and in front of them was someone with the same hair and eye color as Lily. He is wearing a dark green v-neck shirt with a high-collared black leather jacket over it. He is also wearing burgundy jeans with a silver chain drooping down over them and black leather chaps with 3 bands encircling his right calf, and black shoes with black buckles. Issei, who is he? Lily, what do you want, Val? Issei, I guess that answers my question a bit. Lily, he is also the White Dragon Emperor. Val, well, I am here to see the Red Dragon Emperor and my favorite sister. Many took a step back except the rogues. Everyone except Rogue and Lily. Wait, sister? Lily, TCH, leave, I am not in the mood to deal with you, and I never will. Vala, don't be like that, Lily. Izuku, what do you want? You surely didn't come here only to meet Issei and Lily. Valley, well, do what has happened. Each leader of the biblical leaders of their own faction are going to have a meeting. Izuku, why come here and tell us? Valley, well, I also wanted to see you 3. He points towards the 3 rogues. Valley, you 3 are really powerful, and I want to fight you. Lily grabs Vala's neck as she begins to choke him. Lily, I suggest you leave before I kill you myself. She let go of Vala as he held his throat. Valley, all right, Lily, I will leave, but remember, no matter what, our bloodline will catch up to you too. He then left as Lily had an angry look on her face. Ruby placed a hand on her shoulder. She turned around before sighing softly. Lily, sorry for acting hostile. Rias, well, you did act the same when we first encountered him, so what is your story with him? Lily, sorry, but I don't want to remind myself of. She froze and shaked in anger for a bit before breathing out. Lily, never mind, let's head to school. Ruby, Lily, remember you always can speak to us, we will do everything we can to help. Lily, I know, but right now I am not comfortable with my past, maybe one day, but not now. She continued to walk towards the school, leaving the rest on the bridge. Ravel, whatever this Vala guy has done, it has left a scar on her, one that not even a phoenix tear can heal. Asia, yeah, I hope she is alright. Izuku, right now this isn't any of our business, but Lily's. When she is finally ready to open up, we need to remember that no matter what, she is our friend. Ruby, right, I just hope whatever demons that are haunting her, she knows we will always be here. Isuku, she knows, but for now let's leave this subject. As they look at Lily, she is still walking. Isuku, because it will soon be brought up again, and this time it will be revealed by Vala. As they continued to walk, Lily was in her own thoughts. While no one could see it except Lily, over her hovered the beast captured inside her sacred gear. As it roars loudly, making only Drake and Albion can only hear, as they knew that whatever Lily's sacred gear is holding capture, she will soon activate its Juggernaut drive, and soon a fraction of the beast's true power will be unleashed. Parents' Day in Damper. In the dimensional gap, a soul could be seen floating around, not knowing where to go. Suddenly a giant dragon appeared behind the soul, looking at it. Hello there, you are not from here, I suppose. Where am I? The dimensional gap. How can I leave? The dragon smiled as it opened a portal behind the soul. This will take you to a town called Ko. Head to Ko Academy and ask where the class of one of your family member is. How do I know you aren't tricking me? Head through it, then you will find out. The soul did what it was instructed to and headed through the portal. Looks like she is off. Indeed, soon a reunion will happen. So Baka Red, are you sure this is a good idea? Great Red, trust me Ophis, this is something that will bring that girl more happiness. Ophis, how did she even end up here? Great Red, someone brought her here. I saw this, but before I could talk to the person, he vanished. Ophis, I see, I will head back to their home. It is more quiet than here since you are around here. Great Red, whatever you say, child. Ophis leave. With the rogues, they were sitting in their own class. Today was Parents' Day and there was many adults that have come to see their children. Ruby seemed a bit down. Izuku was a bit neutral since he was half glad and half sad his parents aren't there. Penny was focused on class. Izuku, hey Ruby, are you alright? Ruby, not really, either my uncle or father is here. Izuku, come on Ruby, smile, it makes your cute face more beautiful. Besides, maybe a miracle will happen today. Ruby smiled a bit from the comment. Ruby, doubt it, but let's see. While with the soul from earlier, she had arrived in Ko and began looking for Ko Academy. She asked about where it is until she finally finds it. All I have to do is head inside. Ophis, should be easy for you. Where in Alm's name did you come from? Ophis, the dimensional gap. Back to the topic, ask about if someone with the last name Rose is in one of the classes. Head to that class and you will meet someone. Before she could ask more, Ophis vanished, leaving her only confused. Mind, today is just getting weirder and weirder. While back with Izuku, Ruby and Penny, they were doing their school assignment, while the parents of the other students were kinda cheering them on since it was a project that a group of 3 need to work on. Ruby, it is getting kinda annoying. Izuku, I agree. Suddenly a knock could be heard on the classroom door. The teacher went over and saw? On the other side. Teacher, excuse me miss, but who are you? Is Ruby Rose in this classroom? Teacher, yes, why? Oh, I am her mother, Summer Rose. When Ruby heard that, she quickly got up and went to the door to see Summer. Standing on the other side, she then hugged Summer while Summer hugged her back. Ruby, I thought you were. Summer, let's speak after. I think you still have a project to do. Ruby, right. Summer enters the class as Ruby went back to her group to do the project until the bell rings. Most of the students and their parents left the classroom, leaving only Ruby, Penny, Izuku and Summer in it. They then leave and head to the spot where they usually are with their friends. Ruby, alright mom, how are you alive again? Summer, so how I am back, I don't know. All I do know is floating around as a soul in something called the dimensional gap, only for a giant dragon to send me here and tell me that you were here. Ruby, sounds complicated, but doesn't matter, just happy to have you alive again. Summer, so what happened while I was dead? Ruby's sweat dropped. Penny, friend Ruby, you are on your own. Ruby, Penny, please don't leave me too. Penny decide, leaving Ruby, Izuku and Summer alone to talk. Summer, come on Ruby, it can't be that bad. Isuku, miss, before we meet, the best I can describe what have happened is terrible. Summer, why? Ruby, well, it started out great. I got accepted into Beacon. Summer, that is great, but how old are you? Ruby, I am 16 and joined Beacon when I was 15. Summer, you joined Beacon 2 years ahead? Ruby, yeah, I was also the team leader of Team RWBY. Summer, Ruby, what happened? When you said was that means something must have made you leave. Ruby, so I have made some actual friends, but my team partner, Yang. Summer, where is Yang actually? Ruby, she is still back in our world and it is better she stay there permanently. Summer, why? Ruby, as I was saying, my partner Weiss, Yang, half of my friend John's team Nora and Rin, team CRDL, the teachers and Ashbin talked with them and I found out that me and my Yang's partner and my team partner Blake was nothing more than weapon for them, but we didn't make progress enough, so we went rogue. Summer, what do you mean by you went rogue? Ruby was sweating a lot as her mother's gaze became ice cold. Ruby, so I might have left Beacon alongside Blake where we both decided to be rogue, killed a few hunters and huntresses as well every member of the White Fang, and we might still have continued to kill people when we arrived here. Summer just looked at her. Ruby was sweating. Isuku, I will leave you alone. Ruby, please Isuku, don't leave me. Isuku, bye Ruby. He then left as Ruby only had one thing to say. Ruby, shit. Izuku's POV, yes, I am going to use POV again, but most of the times it will be no one's POV. I walk back inside the school looking for Blake and the others. While walking I hear someone talking about a magic girl cosplayer inside the auditorium. I sigh as I knew who. I head towards the auditorium to see a lot of boys taking photos of Sarah Fall in her magic girl cosplay costume. Izuku mind, Sona is going to flip out. I hear Saji try to stop them but they wouldn't listen. I sigh at this and see the two perverts that usually drag Issei into their mess also there, so I did what I think was most logical. I grabbed both of them and threw into some of the others. They all turns towards me as I glare at them. I could see them shaking as a dangerous aura have surrounded me. Izuku, I will give you all to the count of 5. If you don't leave then all of you are going to the hospital. Saji, what about? Izuku 1. Everyone except Saji hurried out the gym as Izuku shook his head. Izuku, bunch of perverted idiots. Sarah Fall, hey Izuku. Izuku, why did you show up in that? Sarah Fall, because this is who I am, a magical girl that. I heard the door open as Sona enters. Sarah Fall, so tan. Sona mind, for Lucifer's sake, kill me. Sarah Fall was about to run and hug Sona but I used Black Whip to keep her in place. Izuku, Sarah Fall please, change just for your sister's sanity today, and save her some embarrassment. Blake, so Sarah Fall came here in the magical clothes. I watch as Blake enter auditorium followed by her friends, Lily, Issei, Rias, Irina and Asia. Izuku, hey Blake. Blake, today is so noisy with all these parents. Izuku, say that to Ruby, I think she is dying. Blake, why? Suddenly we all heard. Summer, she did what when she was what? Blake, who is that? Izuku, someone that is probably going to stay with us. Sona, I swear that you and your group is forcing my family somehow to make your home bigger. Izuku, not our fault, this one is probably the more interesting one between everyone. Blake, now you are kinda weirding me out. I just chuckled. Izuku, don't worry kitten, I think they will arrive here soon. Lily, you act weird about it. John, now that you mention it, Penny seemed like she was in a hurry to leave our spot saying it would be best if we stay away for now. I could tell that Summer must have scared her. Before we could talk more Ruby ran through the door and quickly hid behind Sarah Fall. Sarah Fall, why are you? Ruby, I am so dead. Ruby's POV. I was happy that my mom is back, but I should probably not have told her the whole rogue thing first before explaining what happened. My mom is now after my head because I have been killing people and still is. Summer, Ruby Rose, how dare you run away from your mother? Ruby, help me. Izuku, just transform into the giant monster form you have. Sona, are you joking? We are not going to erase everyone's memories just because of this. Isuku, that was my only idea in this case. Then my mom burst through the door as I was panicking. Blake, wait, your mother is alive? Ruby, she was brought back somehow after she had been in something called the dimensional gap. My mom marched up to me as I looked at everyone with a pleading look to help me, but all I get was a comment from Blake. Blake, so there is where she gets her scary nature from, like mother, like daughter, keep me out of this. Summer, just because I am scolding my daughter doesn't mean I am not also going to punish you and him. She pointed towards Isuku and Blake as I gulped. Ruby, sorry. Blake, but we aren't even. Summer, your parents aren't here to punish you, so I will be the one to do so. Blake, but... Summer, don't try, Ruby have told me everything. Blake looked at me. Ruby, well, not completely everything, there was two things I left out. Blake, that being? Ruby, you, me and Isuku know. She'd realized what I talked about. Her face was red and I could tell mine was also a bit red while Isuku managed to not react. Blake, at least she doesn't know that. Lily, trust me, she will find out quickly. The day was soon done, and we were back at our home. There is one thing I am happy about. My mom have been dead for so long she doesn't have any embarrassing stories. Sarah Fall, well, now that most thing is cleared out, let's get down to business. Can Ingvild come down here? Blake, I will get her. We watched as she walked up. We waited until she came down. Sarah Fall, all right, now we are all here. Lily and Ingvild, you both are descendants of both either Lucifer and Leviathan. Ingvild nodded. Lily, so? Sarah Fall, so here is the problem. Due to your families, both of you are in danger from the Devil Council. Ingvild, why? Sarah Fall, female devils are seen as a way to bring more devils into the world, and since you both are from important families, they will try and marry you to someone, even more since you both have sacred gears. Ingvild, why? Lily, I rather deal with Rizavim and Vala than being married to someone I don't love. Sarah Fall, I know that, which is why I will tell my fellow Mouse, but you have to choose someone to be engaged, to make sure they don't try and marry both off. Lily, so a fake engagement? Sarah Fall, yes, I know those three. She points to me, Isuku and Blake. Sarah Fall, are strong, but they aren't invincible. I also can tell you three have sacred gears which might help a bit, but they will not rest. They want to be in control. Only me and Sona could escape being married off due to me being a Mao. So I have a little power on that, and Sona have a deal with her parents that if she loses in chess to someone, she will be engaged to that person. Both me and Blake look at Isuku as he began to whistle as I was ready to kill that council. Sarah Fall, why are you whistling? Blake, well, she happened to lose to Isuku. Sarah Fall was quiet for a while. We were all sweating nervously. Sarah Fall, this is not worth my trouble. Making sure the council leaves Setsu alone is. Isuku, there is more to it, isn't there? Sarah Fall, there is. Due to you four including me dealt with Kabil, they are now more cautious. But they forced me to do a full report. They know Lily's existence, but Ingvild is still hidden for now. We watch as Lily's face shows more anger. I place a hand on her shoulder as I felt her aura. It seems like something was equally as angry. If she didn't calm down, something bad might happen. I release the aura of my sacred gear as she looked at me. Ruby, calm down. Remember, as long you are with us, then you should be fine. Lily, stop releasing that aura or we are both going to have problems. She released her own aura. Both of us didn't want to back out as we both try to assert dominance over each other. Behind her I could see three heads, while for her, I could tell she saw the monster that I had. Isuku, that is enough, both of you. He released a crimson aura overpowering our own. We both looked at him but felt fear seeing his anger. Ruby and Lily, sorry, we don't know what came over us. Sarah Fall, well, let's get back to the topic. Lily, the council are pressing me to hand you over to them. Lily, they can kiss their asses, but if they are afraid of these three, why not use Isuku? Not trying to get in between these three lovers, but one, they are afraid of a human, a faunus and a grimness. 2. I am not into girls. 3. I don't think the so-called council will allow me to date a girl even if I was. Seraphal smirked as I could tell this is her new enjoyment. Seraphal, they are going to wish they never try and force you if this plan work. Ingvild, well, I will also do the same, and it is the same reasons as Lily. Seraphal, so it have been decided. I will inform the others before informing the council. Oh, and last thing, you are starting school soon, Ingvild. Ingvild, what? Seraphal, see you tomorrow. She then got up and left. Lily, well, that happened. Summer, dinner is done, but before Ruby, Blake and Isuku eats, they have to be punished. Ruby, wasn't what your punish you did to us in school enough? Summer, had to make sure it was suitable enough that they wouldn't call the cops. I gulped. Blake was terrified and Isuku just gave up. We all three knew one thing. We should be careful around my mom now. Blake's POV. Well, after being punished from Ruby's mom, I was terrified to be close to anyone from their past and future. Is her whole bloodline have a secret sadistic side that no one knew? After that whole thing we begin to eat dinner. I swear Ruby's mother definitely know how to discipline a person. After eating, Summer did allow us to go out and continue do our thing, but it was under one condition. Blake, are you really sure you want to watch? Summer, just making sure it is only these called strays devils you only kill. Isuku, this might not help much, but more than 80% of the things we have killed is stray. Summer, and the other 20? Isuku, well, 19.9% of those are people that deserved it. Ruby, wait, but what about the last 0.1%? Isuku, those fallen angels. Blake, oh yeah, those annoying crows. Summer, so when are you going to do what you've been doing after your whole betrayal? Ruby, sorry mom. So we begin hunting for stray devils or people. While we did what we usually do on patrol, Summer stayed a distance away to keep a watch on us. When we were done with our patrol, I could tell Summer was trying not to discipline us again. Summer, now that I have watched your patrolling, I will say this, I am not a fan of it, but I will allow it on one condition, you inform me beforehand. Blake, come on, I am soon adult. Summer reached behind my ears and began scratch it. I feel my body go limp as I begin to purring. Ruby, how did you? Summer, I was friends with a cat Faunus and learned these things while being around her. Ruby, teach me. Summer, I will. Blake, this is embarrassing. Summer, I am also confiscating your book, Blake. Blake, this day can't get worse. I suddenly feel black whip warp around me as I was brought onto Izuku's back. Isuku, I will carry you if it helps. Blake, I don't mind, mostly since I still feel a bit limp from that head scratch. Ruby, Pira is right, you jumped into the cat gene pool before being born. I glared at her before sighing. We head home. When we arrived back, we told Summer to choose a room that she is going to stay in. She did watch me and Ruby following into Izuku's room, but from the look of it she just hoped that we won't do anything. We managed to get 5 hours of sleep before someone was calling us. Turns out it was from my backup phone if I lost my scroll. Ruby, whoever is calling better have a good reasons, I had such a nice dream. Isuku, probably Issei that is telling us Rias want us somewhere. Blake, I hope you are wrong. I pick it up as I hear Issei on the other end. Issei, hey Blake, I know it is early but Rias is wondering if you and the other two can come by the ORC real quick. Blake, I will tell the others, but why do you sound so tired? Issei, you will find out when you see Asia. I then hang up. I just grab my mask and leave the room as Ruby and Izuku follow afterwards. When we got downstairs, a tired Seraphal was there and Summer that was drinking her coffee. Summer, morning you three, it seems a bit early. Blake, we need to be somewhere. Summer, at least you three didn't do anything else but sleeping. Blake, yep, you sound like we would do anything else but sleep. Summer, you all three are teenager and one of you is a faunus. Something was probably bound to happen. We all three blushed from that statement. Summer, you haven't done that, have you? We hear a window break as we all turn to it, seeing Ruby running. Ruby, every person for themselves. I just laughed nervously before following her lead and jumped through the window. I did manage to hear Summer question Isuku before I was out of hearing range. Summer, inform them we need to talk. Isuku, I will, but I think we both know they know. Summer, do me a quick favor. That was the last thing I heard before catching up to Ruby. Ruby, hey Blake. Blake, hey Ruby, so no matter what we are in deep trouble. Ruby, maybe we should move? Isuku, that will just make it worse. We both screamed in shock. Ruby, never do that again. Isuku grabbed her ear and began to pull it. Isuku, Summer asked me to do this and said tell Ruby me and her need to have a big talk about trying to run away from you, mother. Blake, the ORC remember. Isuku, right, let's see what is so important that they called us so early in the morning. Blake, hope it isn't time wasting. Izuku's POV. Being woken up so early really wasn't on my list today, but we are now called in to deal with whatever Rias need us with. When we arrive, we will meet with the rest and Rainier. Asia looked tired and traumatized. Rias, hey, glad you could come. Isuku, it was no problem, but it is a bit early. Blake, Ruby probably wants to kill you. Ruby, probably, why does Asia look traumatized? Asia, so many unholy sounds. The rogues look at Issei, Rias and Irina as they all three have a blush. Blake, bold of you to do that knowing Asia's innocence. Rias, I will not be bested by her. Irina, same, and I won't let her get ahead of me. Blake, talk about a fight between a devil and a former exorcist. Irina, we are missing Zenobia and Lily. Rainier, why did I also have to come? Issei, because you need to come outside sometimes. Rias, I called Zenobia, but I don't know about Lily? Izuku, Ruby, could you try whatever you tried against Lily yesterday? Ruby, sure, but I don't think it will work. We watch as she stands still as an orange glow surround her body. The aura became more intense as Ruby's face twisted in annoyance. Something was happening and I could tell it was affecting her. Izuku, Ruby, stop. Ruby, no, this hitch tried to force me to give up. I am not backing down. Izuku, Blake, knock her out before it gets worse. Blake, got it. She hold out her hand as pink circles come out and hit Ruby. She then began to fall asleep as Blake stopped. Blake there, but why did she act so hostile? Izuku, I think it has to do with both Ruby's and Lily's sacred gear. Remember yesterday? It seems like Ruby's gear is affecting her to try and tell Lily and her sacred gear that they should listen to her, but Lily and her gear won't. Blake, this is troublesome. Suddenly a loud crash could be heard as we turned towards it and see Lily have landed, and she looked pissed off. Lily, where is that? I let out my own aura again, forcing her to shut up. Izuku, mind waking Ruby up. Blake, I got you. She walked up to Ruby before holding her. She then slapped Ruby on her face, waking her up just as Zenobia arrived. Blake, morning again. Ruby, why did you? Rias, we are getting off topic, come on, I need to show you my second bishop. Everyone except Rias, Akino, Kaneko, and Kiba. Second bishop? We walk in the ORC building. We then walk to an area with some yellow tape which nobody is allowed to enter. Rias made a magic circle as the tape disappeared. Kaneko, the seal is broken. Rias opened the door. Rias, Gasper, are you in here? We hear a loud feminine male voice. Me, Ruby, Blake and Lily just could tell that we were in for a surprise. Rias, come outside, Gasper. Gasper, no, the outside world is scary. Ruby, this is taking forever. Lily, I don't have all day. Gasper, I am coming in. We just stare as Lily summon out her sacred gear before punching the door to a other wall. Akino, she has anger issues. Lily, shut it, daughter of Barkeel. Rias and Izuku, knock it OFF both of you. Blake and Ruby, mind, dominate me, Izuku. Where did that come from? 1. I look inside to see a blonde boy that could be mistaken for a girl. Didn't help he was wearing the girl uniform. Rias, everyone meet Gasper Vladi, he is a damper, half human, half vampire. Issei, who is that? Izuku, Issei, I am telling you now, that is a boy. Issei could have fooled everyone. Rias, everyone meet Gasper. Gasper meet the new members, the rogue trio and Lily. Gasper took a quick look at me, Ruby, Blake and Lily. He was so scared that he activated his sacred gear. Everyone was frozen except Izuku, Blake, Ruby and Lily. Gasper, how are you four not frozen? Lily, because we are stronger than your sacred gear. Lily then flicked him on the head as he rubbed where she just flicked him. Issei, what just happened? Akino, that was Gasper's sacred gear, forbidden Bela view. He can stop time for anything he look at, but he doesn't have too much control. Izuku, he is really strong then, but he lack a confidence, and he is a bit of a coward. Rias, well, it is mostly due to his past. He was shunned by both vampires and humans due to him being neither pure-blooded vampire and human. Izuku and Blake look at Gasper with sympathy. Blake, if I find those people I am going to kill them slowly and painfully. Izuku, I am joining, we both know how that feel. Ruby, I feel like he isn't alone in here. Lily, same. Rias, you four can stay back and look around to see if you find anything. Izuku, alright, we will see you soon then. Rainier, if you manage to find anyone in here, then I will allow Issei to do anything to me for a whole day. Ruby, you are already his maid. Rainier, well, I did set at least one boundary which I was allowed by both Azazel and Issei. They then all except Rogues and Lily left. As Ruby went to the closet and opened it, she looked inside before finally finding someone. Ruby found her. She grabs the person and forces her out. Lily, so who are you? I am. Peace Conference and Unleash the Drive. I am Gasper's twin sister. My name is Terakamari Vladi. Izuku, this is a surprise. Why did you hide from the others? Terakamari, only Rias knew about me. I just didn't want to leave Gasper alone. Ruby, wait, but if she knew, how come you are also in here but no one knows you are in here? Terakamari, I am keeping him company here as I just said, and the reason the others don't know is because I am not a part of her peerage. Lily, can we keep both of the two vampires? Ruby, one of them is Ria's servant. I don't think it is a smart idea to separate her from. We watched as Lily had made a circle and disappeared with Terakamari. Izuku, god damn it, Lily. We then left the room before leaving the building. We hurry back to our home hoping Lily wasn't hurting Terakamari. When we arrive, a giant explosive could be heard in the garden. We arrive at the garden to see Lily. She had a sadistic look on her face while on the ground. A exhausted Terakamari could be seen. Lily, come on, it will be easier if you also fight back. She made a giant magic circle before Fireball comes out and headed towards Terakamari. She was about to be hit when I managed to stop it. Izuku, Lily, that is enough. Lily, you are no fun. Izuku, what is happening with you? Suddenly you are nice, then you are serious, and now this. Lily, it is a side effect from my sacred gear. The more emotional I am, for example, my anger, I will switch to a personality of the beast that lives inside. Izuku, Lily, what is wrong? Lily, you won't understand. Izuku, then explain so we can understand. Lily, sorry, but I am not that much ready to open up. She then went inside. I just looked at Blake and Ruby. Both looked just as confused as I was. We don't understand why Lily didn't trust us enough. Ruby, what now? Izuku, we should probably let Lily cool off. I guess her brother must have really done something terrible for her to be secretive. Blake, she reminds me of me before Ruby found out I was a faunus. Ruby, you don't say. I can feel her anger, and it only seems to rise the more the week has gone by. Izuku, we just need to hope her anger won't become too much of a problem. I went over and picked Terakamari before carrying her inside. Time skip to peace conference. No one's POV. The rogue and Lily could be seen at Ko. Izuku had, rapidly, covered waiting for the devils, Irina and Zenobia, Azazel, the representative of the angels, and last Vala. Izuku, remember Lily and do not fight Valley. If you piss you too much off, then I won't stop you. Lily, I know, don't need to continue reminding me. Terakamari, can I go to my brother now? Isuku, you were always allowed to leave, right? Terakamori, I got to get to my brother. She hurried towards the ORC building as they were confused. Blake, what a weird girl. Lily, you don't say. Soon Sona and her peerage arrive alongside Rias, her peerage and Irina, but Kaneko and Gasper are missing. Sona, did we keep you waiting? Isuku, not that much. Rias, they should arrive soon. Irina, you brought rapidly with you? Isuku, just in case, never know what can happen ever since Kabil. Sona, that is a good reason. Then Veli arrived. Lily already seemed pissed about him coming here but hid it really well. Then Surzek, Azazel and an angel arrived. Irina, hello Lord Michael. Michael, hello Irina, how has it been here in Kuo? Irina, it has been nice, Issei has taken good care of me. Lily, yeah we can. Izuku, so when is this meeting starting? Surzek, let's get this meeting going. They enter Ko Academy. Inside the academy waiting was Seraphal since she is the person watching over the rogues and is there due to her sister being one of the owner of the town. Going inside the meeting room, the rogues and Lily stood close to the windows. Vela leaned on the wall behind Azazel. The devils was standing at the wall behind the two mouths, while Graphia stood behind Surzek. Last Irina and Zenobia stood at the wall behind Michael. Azazel, alright, let's get this meeting started. Surzek, agreed. Rias and Izuku, could you explain what happened during the fight against Kabil? Rias, Kabil wanted to start another great war between the angels, the fallen angels and devils, so he stole the Excaliburs from the church knowing full well they will send exorcists to get them back. Izuku, his next step was to kill Sona and Rias, as well kill Irina and Zenobia. This would spark both sides into a war. Then he will have the fallen angels join the war, turning it into the second great war in the biblical faction. His reason was that he believed that the fallen angels were superior than the devils and angels. Surzek, can you both confirm that Sona and Seraphal? Sona, I can indeed confirm their statement. Seraphal, I can also confirm that. Surzek, Azazel, do you have anything to say about Kabil? Azazel, Kabil acted on his own. I have no interest in war. My interest is to study sacred gears, such as the rogues over there. There seems to be really mysterious. In the end, Kabil in the end had gone rogue. Seraphal, since this part is over, let's go to the peace part. Surzek, agreed. Us devils will give our information on the evil peace system. Azazel, we fallen angels will provide our study on the sacred gears. Michael, us angels will provide our healing spells. Azazel, do everyone here agree on peace? Surzek, the devils agree on peace. Michael, the angels agree on peace. Azazel, the fallen angels agree on peace. What about the rogues, the two dragon emperors and the tyrant queen of the void? Albion and Drag Mind, she is host to them? Valley, I don't really care, I only want to fight someone strong. Lily, of course you only want that, you asshole. Issei, I want peace because I can spend the time with the people I love and care about. Blake, I prefer peace, but I don't mind getting rid of annoying people or the supernatural. Ruby, my answer is the same as Blake. Izuku, mine as well. Azazel, well then, this is now finalized. Izuku felt his danger sense goes off. He quickly handed Irina rapidly with Black Whip. Then the time was stopped for everyone except the rogues, the leaders. Issei due to his sacred gear, Rias since she held onto Issei's hand, Lily, Valley, Zenobia due to Durandal and Irina due to rapidly. Irina, how did you? Izuku, not now, we have company. A magic circle appeared and out of it came a woman. Greeting, I am Kateria Leviathan. Lily, well hello again Kateria. Kateria turned towards Lily as they glared each other down. Kateria, you! Lily, how is your arm? Does it still hurt from 11 years ago? Kateria, I am not here for you, I am here for Seraphal. Seraphal, listen Kateria, we can solve this peacefully. Kateria, no, you and the other Maus stole the titles that were rightfully mine and the other descendants of the original Maus. Lily, well sad for you, A dear relative of yours is alive, and she has a better chance than you. Kateria, well, guess I have to finish this off before getting rid of her then. She makes a orange magic circle with the Leviathan's clan symbol in the middle of it. Isuku quickly used Black Whip to make a sphere around him, Lily, Ruby and Blake, while Graphia quickly make a shield around everyone except Kateria. As explosions suddenly come out of the magic circle, blowing up the meeting room, Isuku retract Black Whip as he. Ruby, Lily and Blake are surrounded by magicians. Isuku, Blake, Ruby, can you handle them? Blake, are you really doubting us? Isuku, no, but just wondering if you can take care of them while me and Lily can focus on Kateria. Ruby, don't need to tell me twice. Ruby's heart glowed before plants began to pile around her. Blake had changed into a shadow with her eyes glowing a light blue, while her hair had become pure white. Lily, time to make one of the people that made me suffer pay even more. She let out her wings before flying towards what remains of the meeting room. Izuku used Float to follow after her. Arriving back at the meeting room, Lily tackled into Kateria. This forced Kateria to use a magic circle to force Lily away. Izuku then appears behind Kateria and punches her in the back, sending her flying towards Lily that had out her sacred gear. Lily follows up by hitting Kateria with a gravity beam. Kateria, you two are really some brats, especially you, Lily. You were supposed to help us destroy these mouths, not join them. Lily, maybe if you and the others made me lose my childhood I wouldn't. Kateria, doesn't matter, with this I will be unstoppable. She pulls out a black snake as Lily and Izuku don't seem phased. Lily, you need the power of Ophis to help you. How pathetic are you? Kateria, I will show you pathetic. Lily, we will see, balance breaker. And, Tyrant Kaiju, balance breaker. Lily was then covered in a golden armor that she used against Kabil. Izuku began to use one for all 70%, while with the devils and leaders in the meeting room. Azazel, seems like we have more company. Val, mind taking care of them? Vale, sure, it was beginning to get boring. Surzak, Rias, can you make your bishop stop using his sacred gear? Rias, I will try, but I will need help to get to him. Issei, me and Irina will help. Irina, right. Surzak, can you castle Rias? She nodded. Surzak, Issei, Irina, hold on to Rias, she will castle you into the ORC building. Michael, Zenobia, can you help the two down there? Zenobia, I will, Lord Michael. She then jumps down to help Blake and Ruby, while with Izuku and Lily, Lily had just swiped an attack away. Izuku then uses an air bullet which Kateria blocks with a magic circle. Kateria, why won't you two just die? Lily, sorry, but that isn't on my bucket list. Is it on yours, Izuku? Izuku, it is either mine. Kateria, am I a joke to you too? Lily, pretty much. Izuku, Akino is more threatening than you. Kateria launched multiple attacks at them. Lily used a few magic circles to protect her and Izuku. Kateria was exhausted. Lily blasted her with multiple gravity beams. Kateria, if I am going to die, then I am taking both of you with me. Her body suddenly froze as Ophis appeared behind her. Ophis, sorry, but I can't allow him any harm. You unfortunately have my snake, which means that I have control over you. Kateria, Ophis, what is the meaning of this? Ophis, by living with them, I got my silence without needing to go back to the dimensional gap, so I am hugely indebted to them. From now on, Kateria, you will be the maid for them while you can't use any magic. Kateria, you can't do this to me. Ophis, I can. Between you and me, you are nothing more than an ant that I can always get rid of if I want to. A snake-like chain and collar appeared around Kateria. Ophis, she is yours to control. Izuku, I will let Surzak handle what is going to happen to her. Ophis nodded as she transported her to the Mao. Izuku, well, that was relatively easy. Lily, too easy, but why? She looked around to see everything was taken care of, but just something felt off. That was when she realized what truly was wrong. She quickly pushed Izuku out the way before being hit by something and got sent straight to the ground, as the culprit was at the spot Lily had pushed Izuku away from. It was none other than Vale in his balance breaker. Valley, weak as always, sister. Lily, damn you, Vala. Valley, what Albion had told me about you being stronger than me seems to be a complete lie. You will always be the weakest between us. Lily, I will show you who is weak. She charges at Vala. He manages to avoid her only to be hit with an anti-gravity beam and being slammed down. He barely avoids Lily coming charging down. Vala, come on Lilith, is that all you got? Lily, no, I am just getting started. Lily tackles him into the air. Vala knee Lily in the stomach before using both hands to slam her into the ground. Lily manages to stop herself right before hitting the ground. Everyone watches as both charge into each other only to fly away and charge at each other again. Ruby, they fight so intensely. Blake, this is not a normal fight. Lily wants to prove herself while also wanting to kill Vala. Albion, divide. Lily felt half of her strength vanished as Vala felt stronger. Vala mind, Albion, can you divide again? Albion, I am sorry but no, Lily's strength seems to have reached the limit. If I divide again I will need to reset. Valley, she really has gotten stronger. Albion, don't underestimate her. Just because we managed to divide her strength, she is still a bit stronger than you. With the others that were watching the fight. Issei, should we help her? Izuku, no, this her fight. Interfering would probably only be a bad idea for us. Azazel, well, the Tyrant Queen seems to push Valley a lot. They watch as Lily kicks Vala away before hitting him with a wave of hellfire. Azazel, if I have to guess, if Lily used her full power, then she should be able to take down Surzek here with a bit of difficulty. Surzek, I agree, and since she is a Lucifer, just make her even more dangerous. Seraphal, with how this fight goes, I believe soon one of them will pull out the drive. Michael, this will be problematic then. If she uses the drive, only a miracle can save us. Ruby, why? Michael, her sacred gear is one of the most dangerous ones there is. Nothing has managed to take down the host when they activate it, not even with help. Izuku, I see, so even with our strength combined, Lily will be able to take us down with her own strength. Michael, yes. They watch as Lily was punched in the head as half of the helmet got destroyed. Lily, I am going to kill you, Vala. Vala, how will you do that? You seem tired already. Poor little Lilith, my weak sister that ended up being captured again by our grandfather because she was too weak. Lily, shut up. Vala, what was that? I swear I didn't just hear a weakling speaking. Lily, I said shut up. All you do is boast about how strong you are. It is time for me to shut you up. Vala, and how will you do that, Lilith? Outside the shield a storm has been formed. Multiple thunder hit the shield until it cracked. Lily's aura darkened as a shadow covered her eyes. A lot of pressure could be felt as those that was weaker than a high-class devil found it harder to breathe. In the ocean the beast that had awakened began to swim towards Japan. Izuku's danger sense went off as he felt something is wrong. Izuku, something is wrong. My head is splitting due to the amount of headaches, and my danger sense is warning me. Ruby, you don't think? Blake, I think he is. While with Lily, she could hear the three voices inside her sacred gear. Say the chant, make him bow to you. Make him suffer for all the years you have suffered. Make sure he knows who the person in charge is. Lily, I am the one that have reawakened. Izuku, it is happening. Lily, I am the beast that have descended to conquer this world ruled by gods. It begins to rain a lot, as the wind picks up. Lily, I will absorb infinite, and I command the dreams. Blake, should we try and stop her? Drake, no, even if you can withstand this pressure, getting close to her will only end up with you dying. Attacking her will also not work, because now that the Juggernaut drives chant is in effect, nothing will stop it now. Lily, I shall show you who are the true queen of this world. The beast in the water got to the land and began to head towards Ko. Lily, and I shall bring out a tempest to destroy everyone that opposes me. Valley, well, this is really going to be interesting. Albion, Vala, are you insane? She is going to kill you. Vala, relax, how bad can this be? Albion, hear this threat, Valley. As soon as Lily is done with her chant, this world will end up in pure destruction. The beast inside the gear will burn any energy out of her while she destroys this world. As soon as she is burned out of all energy and life force, it is freed from its shackles, it is going to rule over the destroyed world. Valley, we can defeat her. Albion mind, so much for my strongest host, a moron that has doomed every being in the world. Lily, Juggernaut drive. Her armor transformed, it grew larger to the size of a small skyscraper, its arms transformed into heads that had moved up to the shoulders, the middle head grew longer, the wings were now where its arms used to be, and it let out a roar that scared everyone that could hear her. Michael, we need to step in now. Surzek, let's hope we can stop her. Azazel, why did Valet keep on ticking her off? Issei, Drake, are you ready? Drake, just yell the words. Issei, balance breaker. Drake, Welsh dragon, balance breaker. Issei then charged towards Lily. Ruby's heart glowed a lot before plants began to form a new body and a sphere was in the middle of it. She was now only half a neck shorter than Lily's Juggernaut drive. Blake formed a black sphere before charging towards Lily herself, while Isuku, he contacted Ravel. Ravel, do you need anything? Isuku, I need you to let out both mine and Blake's familiar. Ravel, why? Isuku, because Lily is going to destroy everything if they don't come and help. Ravel, alright, give me a minute. She then hangs up. Isuku then glowed crimson as sprout crimson wings from his back. The devils all have an attack of their own charged up. Lily's head looked at Vala. He felt a lot of fear when he saw his sister stare down at him. He felt his strength leave him. A yellow magic circle appear in each of her Juggernaut drive's mouths. Albion, it was nice knowing you, Vala. Valley, goodbye, Albion. Right before Lily could fire off her attack, Ruby uses some vines to force the attack up into the air. Ruby, sorry Lily, but you are out of control, you need to calm down. Blake hit Lily with the sphere as Lily hit both of them with a thunder from the sky. Surzek, Michael and Azazel send a combined attack at one of the heads. It made Lily flinch, but she looked towards the leaders. She blasted them with a more powerful gravity beam. Issei, Vala, do you need a boost? Vala, why would I need your help? Albion, just accept it, we need as much power as we can to take her down. Vala, fine, how many boosts did you manage? Issei, how does 40 sound to you? Vala, should be good enough. Drake, transfer. Vala felt his own strength skyrocket. He charged at the middle head and hit it in its eyes. The head shook in pain before swipe at Vala sending into the gym of the school. It charged up an attack again, but a new roar stopped everyone in its tracks. Lily turned towards the roar to see a giant beast charging at her. It sent a blue fire-like beam at it before tackling her to the ground. Lily forced it off with an anti-gravity beam. She got up before roaring. Isuku, she just won't go down. He barely avoids a gravity beam before getting smacked by the tail and sent into Ruby. Ruby, got you, are you alright? Isuku, hurt but I can manage. Blake, how are you? Blake, in pain but I can still fight. Lily was stepping on the beast and was about to hit it with both a gravity beam and anti-gravity beam, but she was stopped by something hit her with a purple beam. Then Izuku's familiar ran straight into Lily, tackling her onto the ground. She charged up another attack, but Blake's familiar hit Lily again. The beast quickly held onto one of its heads, keeping it from open. Surzek, make sure she can't use the attack from the other two. Everyone nodded. The devils begin to try and use ice magic to close up the right head, leaving only the middle head vulnerable. Lily tried one last attempt, but Ruby stopped it along with Blake using Ruby's vines and Blake freezing them. The storm picked up as the rain switched to hail. The devils begin to use magic circles to block out the hail. Isuku, how can we stop it? Michael, we need to find a way to reach her. Azazel, maybe emotionally. Vala, how? She behaves too much like a wild beast to even think straight. Surzek, maybe taunting her was not the best idea in the first place. Ruby, we can't hold her down for too long. A thunder hit everyone. Isuku barely managed to get up as everyone else was hit. Isuku noticed both the familiars and the giant beast still holding down Lily. She managed to force the beast off by hitting it with a combined attack of both anti-gravity beam and gravity beam. She then hit Blake's familiar out the air before last blasting off his familiar. Lily stares at Isuku. He could feel both her being influenced the thing inside her sacred gear. Isuku, Lily, I know you in there, please stop. Lily charge up a attack. Isuku charge up his quirk before charging at Lily. She fires the attack at the ground in front of Isuku. He got sent backwards. Isuku got up before trying again. Each time he tries his suit gets more destroyed. The other look as he continued trying. Lily turned around and smashed the tail of her Juggernaut drive onto Isuku. She does it again repeatedly. When she was done, Isuku glowed crimson as he barely managed to stand up. Isuku, please, Lily snapped out of it. The middle head charged up another attack. Isuku managed to get to Lily. He hugged her leg. The mark on his back glowed more crimson. Before Lily suddenly also began to also glow crimson, Isuku suddenly found himself back at the giant temple. But beside him stood Lily. Lily, where are we? Isuku, inside of my sacred gear. Lily, why are we here? Isuku, Lily, you need to stop. Lily, no. Val has to pay. Isuku, you are going to get everyone killed if you continue. Lily, I don't. Isuku, I know you don't really care, but if you don't stop, you will end up being no better than Val. Lily, you take that back. Isuku, then stop this. Prove to me that you aren't like your brother. He wouldn't care if everyone dies as long he gets to fight strong people. Are you going to be like him, or be the bigger person? Lily was silent. She looked down as tears began to slowly fall down her face. She felt Isuku hug her, as she hugged him back. Isuku, don't worry, just let it all out. Lily, I am sorry that hurt everyone, I am so sorry. Isuku, hey, it is alright. Remember, someone will always be there for you. Lily, I am sorry that hurt you so much because of my anger. Isuku, all I need is for you to stop, can you do that? Lily nodded. Lily, could you do me a small favor? Isuku, what do you need? Lily, I was wondering if... Outside of the sacred gear, the storm slowly stopped. Everyone quickly rushed towards Isuku to see him really injured while Lily seems to have been passed out. She was out of the Juggernaut drive while her sacred gear is gone. They see Isuku being hugged by Lily as there was tears marks visible on her face. Sona put 2 fingers on his neck and felt almost no pulse. Sona, we need to get him to a hospital in the underworld. He has taken a lot of damage. Asia, can you heal him? Asia nodded as she quickly used her twilight healing on him. Sona, you 2 familiars, quickly head home. The humans do not need to know about the supernatural. They nodded. Ruby, how much danger is Isuku and Sona? Sona, he is in a critical condition. Even with Asia's sacred gear, if we don't find a way to heal him fast, he will unfortunately die. Surzek, I will get Ajuka to get your extra pieces faster. Hope he can hang in there long enough. Ruby and Blake mind, please hang in there, Isuku. Everyone except Vala quickly transport both Lily and Isuku to the underworld, hoping to help Isuku survive, but need to hurry fast because they know it only a matter of time before he will end up dying. But all they can do right now is pray that he will survive long enough for him to recover enough from his injuries. But what they didn't notice was the faint crimson glow on Lily's left side. Recovery and aftermath. It has almost been 2 weeks since the peace conference. Isuku was on a hospital. Lily was still holding on to Isuku, not letting go of him. Sona had received her extra pieces. The pawns were mutation pieces. 2 pieces was given to Blake. Another 2 Ruby and Isuku required 3. Asia have kept healing his body. But she sometimes needed a break due to how much energy it take. Right now everyone from Peace Conference as well Falbium, Ajuka, Ravel and Aria was outside Izuku's room. Sona, they still haven't woken up yet? Blake, unfortunately no, she is still clinging to him too. Ruby, I don't know who to be angry at, Lily or Vala. Blake, I will say Vala. He is the main reason for all of this. Seraphal, listen, all we can do is wait for him to wake up. He is a lot more stable than when he first was brought in here. But who knows how he managed to survive all of that. Inside the Izuku's sacred gear, he was laying on the ground exhausted. The sound of explosion could be heard behind him. Lily soon landed on the ground right beside him. During their time recovering from Lily's Juggernaut drive, she had opened up to Izuku about her reason to be angry at Valley. They have also been training together while they were inside Izuku's sacred gear. Alright, that is enough training for now. Isuku, Rex, is this really necessary? Rex, of course, you will have a lot more power to take down the other dragon. Lily, doesn't explain why I also need to train. Rex, your emotions are a problem. You need to keep calm if you wish for payback against your brother. Lily, when can we leave? Rex, soon. Izuku just needs to master the Scarlet Form's powers, then you can leave. Izuku, well, it is hard to do, but I am getting closer. Rex, and at least take a break and not do something else. Lily, what is that supposed to mean? Rex, to put it simple, we are inside Izuku's sacred gear, meaning that we can hear. Izuku, we both understand, no need to explain more. Rex, 10 minutes and then it is back to training. He then left them as both sat up. Lily, hey Izuku, wonder what the others are doing. Izuku, not much, from what I could sense, they are in the building we both reside in since I need to recover. Lily, I am still sorry for that. Izuku, don't worry, I understand your reason. When the 10 minutes are over, they went back to training. They were still exhausted but they managed to continue. Izuku's left hand begins surrounded by orange flame. He sent the wave at the rose-covered dragon and the demon-looking dragon. Both of them let out a roar in pain as they fall to the ground. While the white dragon with stardust falling from its wings was protected by some yellow sparkling stars that covered its body to protect it. Rex's mind seems like he is ready for stage 2, but the question is, can he control it? Whatever the plan is for this dragon, it seems like it grows more nervous. Rex, that is enough. Everyone turned towards Rex. Izuku, why? Rex, you managed to do it. Before you and Lily can leave, you need to begin stage 2. Izuku, stage 2? Rex, indeed, you will become a dragon if we continue to phase 2. This will grant you more power of the dragon. As soon you finish stage 1 and begin stage 2, training more with the powers you have will grant you access to their stronger forms. They are evolved powers of the dragons. Izuku, what is the catch? Rex, not much except it will be extremely painful. Izuku, alright, let's do this. My daughter is probably sad with what happened. I need to get back to her. Rex, alright, stand in the middle of the dragon symbol. Izuku went into the middle of the dragon symbol. 2 echoing roars could be heard. Rex was nervous, looking up at a blood-red-colored dragon with black markings and 4 eyes suddenly crashing down in the middle and right into Izuku. All the dragons, even the Hydra-looking beast that belongs to Lily's sacred gear, were shocked. Izuku was in pain as he felt his body burning. All the dragons, even the Hydra-looking beast that belongs to Lily's sacred gear, was shocked. Lily, what is that dragon? Rex, that is Star Eater. Now that Izuku has ended phase 1, that means it, and the other dragon will be a part of him. Lily, the other dragon? Then the second one came crashing down in the middle, also absorbed into Izuku. When it was done, Izuku fell down exhausted from the pain. Lily, what dragon was that? Rex, Ultimate Salkin, the dragon that gave Izuku the sacred gear. Lily, but I thought. Rex, long ago when God was creating sacred gear, Salkin wanted to help God. It created 6 guardian dragons, each protecting their chosen territory. 6 people will be given a specific mark of Salkin that will allow the gear holder to use the power of the dragon the mark was linked to. Lily, is that why those 3 are here? Rex, not truly. Normally the dragons would be seeking out their mark wielder. They will train the chosen person of their mark to use their abilities. But only a very few could wield the true mark of Salkin, and even fewer was able to wield Star Eater. Those that wield the mark of Salkin needs to seek out the 6 dragons. Stardust is the easiest. But the hardest is Life Stream. Lily, so for Izuku to gain its true power. Rex, he will need to seek out the other 3. It is a test for Salkin's wielder. Lily, but what about those that don't receive Star Eater? Rex, they will have to deal with Salkin. Star Eater is there to balance out the good and bad. Without Star Eater also being a part of the person, Salkin's dark side will slowly corrupt the wielder, turning them into evil people. They both Izuku gets covered with crimson energy before it calms down. Rex, it is complete. Isuku, now both the dragons are truly a part of him. He has become part dragon thanks to Ultimate Salkin. Lily, explain. Rex, sorry, but you and him are about to return. Remember this though, the Blackwing one is close to the fallen ones. Before she could get more answers, she found herself inside her own sacred gear. What is the plan, young one? Lily, don't know Ichi, but one thing is sure, Isuku is going to need my help more than before. Back outside from the sacred gear, Sona's peerage, Rias' peerage, the devil leaders, Azazel, Michael, Irina, Zenobia, Ravel, Eri, Blake and Ruby saw Isuku glowing crimson as the two crimson stars floated inside his back. One radiated a gold light, the other radiated a black light, and then he was fully healed. Surzek, what happened? Michael, I don't know, but whatever that was, it seems to have completely healed him. Isuku groaned as he slowly began to wake up. Lily then groaned herself as she woke up. She grabbed her head as it hurt. Lily, mind, next time I use the drive, I am not allowing NI to influence me most. NI, what is that supposed to mean? Ichi, that you have anger issues. Isuku, Lily, could you let go? Lily looked down to see she was still holding Isuku. Her face became red. She pushed Isuku off her, and he landed on the ground. Isuku, it hurts less than the transformation. Lily, sorry. Isuku got up, but he then felt something coming towards him at a fast speed. Ruby and Blake, Isuku. They tackle him to the ground in a hug. Isuku, all right, now the hug is over, you both can. Isuku received a punch from both of them. Lucky for him that the pain wasn't that much for him. Unlucky for him is his body is still sore after calming down Lily. Isuku, got it out of your system? He then felt another punch from them. This time it was much harder than the first one he received. Isuku, I deserve that. They look at him and they both notice a smirk. Ruby, wipe that smirk off your face. What you did almost killed you. Blake, yeah. Why did you do that? Isuku, it was either I try something to stop her or everyone will suffer. That includes both of you. Blake, it is so hard to be mad at you. Isuku, that is the reason you both love me. He chuckled a bit before feeling someone new hug him. Isuku, hey Eri, sorry if I scared you. Eri, I thought that I was going to lose. Isuku, you are not going to lose me that easily. Seraphal, good, you are finally awake. How are you feeling? Isuku, my body is still sore and I could probably use a week or two to recover from the damage. Sona, it is understandable, school has been closed due to what happened. Isuku, what happened to Kateria after we gave her to Surzek? Surzek, you will find out soon. Azazel, I'm Lily, right? I am sorry for Vala's behavior. Lily, don't worry, it isn't your fault, but next time I will make sure he pays. Surzek, well Lily, we do have a question. Since you are a descendant of the original Lucifer, what are your plans? Lily, to not be a part of this devil society. I will help it, but I mostly want to be my own devil. Ajuka, may we know why? Lily, well, from what I heard from Seraphal, I will lose some freedom, which is my reason why I do not want to join this devil society. Surzek, can you promise us you aren't like your brother? Lily, I can promise I am not like him, but I would like to speak with Michael alone before returning to the Rouge's home. Michael, can I know why? Lily, I will explain when it is only the two of us. Sona, well, let's bring these four home. A portal opens under Eri, Ruby, Blake and Isuku. They then find themselves in Izuku's room. Ophis, seems like you are back. Blake, hello Ophis. Ophis floated over to Isuku, and he noticed she seemed to wear something different. Isuku, what with the new set of clothes? Ophis, Summer Rose somehow scares me. Ophis observed Isuku a bit before looking him directly in the eyes. Ophis, seems like Bakatsalkin and Bakastar are within you. Blake, Isuku, what is she talking about? Ruby, yeah, who is Salkin and Star? Ophis, there is a story to it. I will tell you when he has obtained a good friend of mine. Blake and Ruby got off Isuku. He picked up Aria as they walked out his room with Ophis following behind. when they walked downstairs, they were greeted with Ingvild in the kitchen along with Summer, and to their surprise Kateria. Ingvild, you are back. Kateria, hello there rogues. They could hear her frustration. They noticed she was wearing a maid outfit that looks the same as Grafia except Kateria's was a dark purple. Blake, this is a shocking discovery. Kateria, laugh it up, you three are lucky Ophis have forced me not to attack you. Ophis, well Sirzek was the one that decided your fate, it was between dying or this. Kateria, dying seems like a better option. Ophis, well he decided to do this because it will be easier to keep an eye on you. Kateria, I still prefer dying, this is humiliating. Ruby, maybe you think twice before attacking someone. Kateria, oh shut it. Ingvild, how are we related? Kateria, I am also questioning that. Why do a half-blood devil like you have to be related someone like me? Summer grabbed Kateria's ear. Summer, don't be rude to her or else. Kateria, let go. Summer let go of Kateria's ear as Kateria rubbed her ear due to the pain. Kateria, how can I have fallen so low? Ophis, maybe next time don't attack a peace conference where either the rogues or Lily is in, be glad that this is your punishment. I feel like Lily would have done something much worse than make you a maid. Kateria shivered, she knew Ophis was right, she should be happy this was her fate, so she swallowed her pride and continued to work. Isuku, so Ophis, why did you help us? Ophis pointed to Blake. Ophis, she gave me these headphones that make everything quiet, even in the dimensional gap where Baccarat is. I haven't heard him ever since I began to wear these headphones, so I owe her a lot. Blake, but that doesn't explain why you stopped Kateria. Ophis, Izuku is interesting, being host to Bakat Salkin and Bakastar, so I want to learn more about why he was chosen by Salkin, so I want to observe him. Izuku, what do you want to observe? Ophis, I will tell you when I feel like it, until I will stay around you observing what you do. Izuku, alright, but please also give me some privacy. Ophis just nodded before floating away. Izuku went over to the couch and lay on it. Ari sat on another couch, while Blake went over to the table and began to read a book. Ruby went out to help her mother, while with John and Pira, they were training together in the training room. Pira, you are getting better, John. John, thank you, Pira. I am trying to get better. I did some sword training with Kiba to try and get better. Pira, it is paying off. John went in for a strike, but Pira outmaneuvered him. She used the other end of her spear and hit him in the stomach. He fell to the ground as Pira brought the spear to his neck. Pira, seems like I win. John, well you win some or you lose some. Pira helped John up as they shared a quick kiss. With Penny, she was outside in the garden. Suddenly the ground rumbled as something appeared in front of her. It looked like a giant beetle-like creature. She looked at it a bit scared. It looked at her, as she felt a bit scared. Penny mind, what is this creature? I should probably get friend Ruby. It stared at Penny as it awaited something. Penny looked at it. Penny, what do you want? The creature just looked at her still, tilting its head. Penny mind, maybe I can ask it something. Penny, could you bring 2 people for me? The beetle-like creature nodded. Penny mind, alright, so I can ask them to bring someone. Penny, could you bring both? And? To this world? The beetle-like creature looked at Penny, then burrowed itself into the ground and vanished. Penny breathed a sigh of relief. Knowing it didn't get rid of her, she went inside to find Ruby and Blake back from the underworld, while Izuku was laying on the couch, healed from the injuries he had gotten stopping Lily. Penny, you are back. Ruby, hi Penny, sorry if we worried you. Blake, hello Penny, it is good to be back in the human world. Izuku, hey Penny, yeah we are back. What have you been up to? Penny, trying to find a way to become human. Ruby, why do you want to be human? Penny, I don't mind being a robot, but I actually want to be human. I always feel way too much used by Atlas. I have to follow orders. They only see me as a machine and not a thing that can have feelings. The only time I didn't follow their orders, it was when Blake, when me and Ruby were sent here. Penny, yes. Ruby, then we will help you. Penny, really? Blake, you were one of the few people that actually treated me and Ruby like actual people. You were one of our true friends, and we will help our friends." Penny began to hug all three of them, but even though Ruby and Blake were devils now, they felt their bones crush a bit. "Ruby, Penny, remember your robot strength." Penny, "Oops, sorry." She let go of them. Blake, "Penny, where is John and Pyrrha?" Penny, "In the training room. They have trained a lot ever since you told us Isuku was critically injured. They are training to be stronger, so they want to keep up with both of you since you both become a lot stronger and more skillful ever since you two left Beacon." Blake, "Well, we did train while we were back in our world when we went rogue, just so we didn't slack too much." Ruby, "True, we might sometimes have overdone it, but it was well worth it." Isuku, "What do you mean by overdoing it?" Blake, "The amount of bruises and cuts we will end up with during the end would make people question how we are still alive." Ruby, "Let's not forget how we will also push ourselves to the point we throw up." Isuku, "That isn't that bad." Blake, "You did something similar?" Isuku, "You can say that, but it was before I became a rogue." Summer, "Well then, from the sound of it, you three are not allowed to train for the next month unless I give permission." Blake and Ruby, "Why?" Isuku, "I am still in recovery, so I understand." Summer, "You two are not overtraining while I am here." Ruby, "But Mom." Summer, "Do you want to be grounded instead?" Ruby pouted at this. Blake knew better not to argue with Ruby's mother. Soon a silver magic circle appeared and out came Lily along with Seraphol. Isuku, "Welcome back, Lily and Seraphol." Lily, "Hey, how are you feeling?" Isuku, "Still sore." Well, Penny didn't help with her bear hug. Penny, "I said I was sorry." Seraphol, "I should fill you in on some things while you are still unconscious." Isuku, "What is it?" Seraphol, "First, due to the amount of supernatural activity that has happened in the recent months, I will not be the only one that is going to stay here and watch over this town." Ruby, "Weren't you supposed to only watch over us?" Seraphol, "Well, since what has happened, I have to also watch over the town, but back to the topic, the second one that is going to watch over the town as well is Azazel." Isuku, "The leader of the fallen angel?" Seraphol, "Yes, he also wishes to study the three of your sacred gear. He is most interested in your Isuku, since it seems the most abnormal." He nodded, understanding what she meant. Seraphol, "That was the first thing. The second thing is, since all three of you are a part of Sona's new peerage and the power you displayed, normally it would make you already high-class devils, but the council wanted you three to get rid of you." Isuku, "They seem scared to lose their power." Seraphol, "They are. But this time me and the other mouths put our foot down against them. No offense, but you three are valuable help for our race. But don't worry, we won't force you to do anything that you don't want to." Blake, "None taken here. At least you give us a bit of free will." Seraphol, "Thank you for understanding. The last thing is probably going to be the most problematic." Isuku, "That is?" Seraphol, "Well, in case more of your friends arrive here, they would need to either be joining a devil peerage or be monitored to the point that if they have anything against the Devil Council, they will be killed immediately." Ruby, "Well, isn't that great?" Isuku, "Ruby, calm down." Ruby pouted again. Now her and Blake's friends are going to be in danger if they also come here. Seraphol, "I am sorry to inform you of that." Blake, "They can't control us in the end." Isuku, "We have joined, but they will never be able to force us to listen to them." Ruby, "Don't worry, Seraphol, it is the council's fault. They can go and shove it up there." Ruby stopped herself right before swearing because Aria was still in the room. Isuku and Blake were glaring at her because she knew it was better not to finish her sentence. Aria, what was Mama Ruby going to say? Ruby held a hand over her heart hearing that Aria called her Mama. She then quickly picked up the small girl and nuzzled her cheek against Aria's. Ruby, you are so adorable. Whoever hurt you better hope I don't find out. Blake, who can hurt her probably has no soul. Isuku, well, there was one person, but I don't want to trigger her trauma. Blake, mind telling us? Isuku, as I said, I don't want to trigger her trauma. I will tell you both when she has gone to sleep. Blake nodded, accepting the answer, But she is more happy that Isuku is awake again. But he does need to rest still. Lily just smiled before heading to her room. Seraphal left to her room hoping that most of the rogue's problems are over. But what no one knew, they were just starting to begin. Ruby's mind, young Rose, it is time we finally talked. Ruby looked around to find out who said that, but discovered nobody said anything to her. Ruby mind, strange. Back in Izuku's world, Melissa could be seen working on a machine that should help her find Izuku's daughter Aria. She suddenly felt something was wrong and looked outside a window to see a giant red eye looking at her. First Class Kaiju Express to DxD. Melissa has heard about the giant creature that swallowed Aria. Now it was hunting her down. Melissa was in a jet trying to get as far away from the creature as possible. Melissa mind, first Aria and now me, why is it even after me? The jet barely avoided another attack from the creature. It tried to take the jet down by using its roar. Melissa, how is a creature that big as fast as this jet? It shouldn't be possible. David, calm down Melissa, I am sure your uncle can take it down. Melissa, father, uncle couldn't even hurt it. It continued to hunt Aria down even when it had to deal with all those heroes. It can't be taken down. David looked at his daughter as she was panicking. He didn't want to lose her, but that thing was hunting Melissa down, and it didn't care what was in its way. David, we will find a way to protect you, but for now please calm down. It won't help if you continue to panic. Melissa calmed down a bit. She frowned while nodding, understanding that if she continued to panic it won't help. Melissa, what is the plan? David, a student in UA has been working on a shield against that creature so it shouldn't be able to eat you. Melissa, sounds reassuring. David, we should land soon in Japan. Melissa, but that thing is right on our tail. David, that is why we are flying to UA. The shield should be up as soon as we get there. Melissa mind, I hope this works, or else I will have the same fate as Aria and won't be able to find Isuku. When they reached UA, they managed to enter as the creature ran straight into the shield. Melissa looked at it as it looked to be looking at her. Melissa, what does it even want? Almight, we don't know. All we know is that it is targeting people Isuku had a strong connection to. Melissa, Uncle Might. She ran over and hugged him as All Might hugged her back. All Might, good to see you, Melissa. Inko, I wish it could be under different circumstances. Melissa, it is fine, Aunt Inko. David, are they here as well? All Might, Hasashi and Izumi are here. Melissa, what about? Inko, she is helping a recovery girl with students injured by it. Melissa, is there a way to stop it? All Might, unfortunately no, we have tried a lot of things, but it is too strong even for me. Melissa felt even more scared as they couldn't defeat the creature. They felt the ground shake as it had punched the shield. All Might, follow me Melissa. David, try and help Power Loader keep the shield up for as long as possible. She nodded and followed her uncle. Upon entering UA, they went to the support course where May was working on something. May, good timing, I could use an extra pair of hands. Melissa, what are you working on? May, something to help find Isuku and Aria. You see, it eating Aria might not be what happened. It vanished in the water only to come back a short while after. As you know, it seems to target people Isuku was close to. Melissa nodded. May, well, from a handy little baby I have made that Isuku wanted for him and Aria, it would show if they were still alive. Melissa, wait, so he is alive? May, yes, this is located in the mouth guard of his hero's suit, and Aria's is located in her bag that she got from him as a gift. She then showed a screen that showed their status and both said that Isuku and Aria are alive. May, as you can see, the creatures have taken Aria to Izuku since they are near each other. Melissa, at least some reassuring news. May, but we have a problem. No matter what I try, I can't make something that can transport us to them since it seems they aren't in this world anymore. Melissa, do we even have a plan to find them? We do have one. Melissa turned around to see Hasashi sitting and just walked in. Hasashi, but the question is, are you up to the task? Melissa, me? Hasashi, yes you Melissa. Between everyone in this building right now, Isuku trusts you the most. Yes, either me, Izumi or my wife can go, It is better if all three of us stay back right now. Melissa, why should you three stay back? Hasashi, when we heard what Niza had done as well as the rest of his class, we were taking action against them. Almight, and we are helping them, which is why we can only send you. He doesn't trust almost anyone from UA. Melissa nodded, understanding why they couldn't do it. The day Izuku's trust was broken by the people he thought of as friends, it was the day everything went downhill. May, I am working on a suit that should help you. The helmet has a scanner that will be able to locate both of them. It also. The school suddenly began to shake and the creature began to continue punching the shield. May glanced at the computer and saw that the shield wouldn't hold on much longer. May, shit, I don't have time to explain everything to you. I will upload a manual to you that will explain what it can do. Hasashi, and please if you find my son, inform me and the rest if he is alright. It has been killing us ever since he disappeared. Melissa, I promise I will, Mr. Midoriya. Almight, is the suit ready? May, almost, but as I said, I could use an extra pair of hands that knows what they are doing to finish the last things to the suit. Try and keep the thing away while me and Melissa finish the last things for it. Almight nodded as he left. Hasashi glanced at Melissa one more time before he left as well. Melissa mind, I hope both are alright. They then begin to finish the armored suit for Melissa to wear. They hear the shield go down, which speeds up their work. They could hear how the heroes struggled to fight the creature to buy May and Melissa more time, but they knew they didn't have long. May, Melissa, the last thing on this suit is on the wrist. It will make you able to talk with everyone back here in this world. When you have arrived and found Isuku, finish that part and try calling us because right now we don't have much time. Melissa, are you sure, May? May nodded. She helped Melissa put on the suit as the loud sound of the creature was getting closer. When Melissa was in the suit, May was about to move, but the creature's hand destroyed the wall behind them and ended up grabbing both. May, damn it, I was too late to move out of the way. Melissa, at least it isn't squeezing our bodies. It then brought its hand over its mouth before dropping them both down. Melissa grabbed onto May and used her body to shield May as they hit the tongue of the creature. May, EW, why did it drop us in its mouth? Melissa, beats me. I am glad that I have this suit, but I do feel bad for you. May, muscles owe me a bath when we find him. While with the heroes, they saw Melissa and May getting dropped into the mouth of the creature just like Aria was. Almight, what is it with that creature and dropping people in its mouth? Aizawa, it just ate your niece, you bucking moron. Almight, I know that. Aizawa, why are you so calm? Almight didn't answer him. He didn't want Aizawa to know their plan to find Isuku. That was why he was so calm with the creature eating Melissa. Almight, what about May? She also got eaten. Nizu, less money spent on cleaning her workshop for all the explosions she causes. Almight, that is your student. Nizu was my student. He then left the two teachers. Almight, why did I start work here again? Aizawa, because Midoriya used to be your favorite student. Almight, no, I remember now. It was because I tried to help him gain control over his quirk that I gave him. And at least I tried to help him, unlike you that still allowed Bakugo to continue to bully people and threaten people. Let's not forget that you always tried to expel him even if someone else was the one that started. Aizawa had no answer as All Might looked towards the creature as it headed to the ocean again. All Might mind, I hope you both managed to find Isuku and Eri. Good luck, Melissa and May. The creature went into the ocean and disappeared under the water. As Izuku's family prayed, the two girls will find both Isuku and Eri. In Ruby and Blake's world, the beetle-like creature Penny asked to bring some people was attacking Vale. Many people was running for their lives as the beetle began to destroy. Ironwood was about to pull his hair out as his forces can't stop it. Ironwood, why is that giant creature even attacking Vale? Winter, sir, calm down. It seems to be looking for something, just like the first one. Ironwood, but what does it even want? Winter, I don't know, sir. Ironwood, I wish Penny was here so she could help take down that thing. Winter, she would be helpful, but it won't be enough. Not even our best weapons can pierce through its skin. Ironwood then got a call from Ajbin. Ironwood, what do you want, Ajbin? Ajbin, It seems like the creature has a pattern just like the last one. Remember, it only seems to be focused on Zwei when he was outside. Ironwood, of course. Osbin, this means that if we find its target, then we can use them as bait to take it down. Ironwood, it seems a little risky. Winter, SIR. It is a way too risky for the targets. Osbin, Miss Schnee, if we don't find a way to get rid of it soon, your family could be hurt by it. Winter gritted her teeth. Sure, Osbin was right, but his tone made her not trust him. Ironwood, alright Osbin, so who do you think the targets could be? Osbin, 2 more of Miss Rose and Miss Belladonna's friends. Ironwood, any reason? Osbin, simple, you see the first one took Miss Rose's dog and didn't try to hurt her friends or her former friends. That means this one must be after Miss Adele and Miss Scarlatina. Ironwood, where should we lure it out? Osbin, the ocean. We make it unable to swim, then have the Schnees freeze it with their semblance. Ironwood, doesn't sound like a bad idea. Winter, this is a terrible idea. What if that thing can fly for our sake? Ironwood, do you have any other ideas? Winter, here's one. If that thing is after those 2, why not let it take them and bring them to their friends? It is less risky than your idea. Osbin, but they are too valuable. Ironwood, I agree with him on this one. Winter. Winter, mine might be dumb, but there's less risk than these 2 idiots. Using those 2 as bait just to try and freeze the creature that size, the chance of success is way too low. She left the room as she knew hearing those 2 talking about their plan will make her lose brain cells. Winter mind, this is going to backfire so horribly. While with Coco and Velvet, they were in their new dorm playing a card game. Velvet, Coco, do you think John, Pyrrha, Penny, Blake and Ruby are okay? I miss them. Coco, I don't know, I miss them as well. Velvet. Velvet, that creature that ate John, Penny and Pyrrha, it brought them to Ruby and Blake, but it just vanished just as it had left this world. Do you think we will be the next? Coco, if I am honest, Velvet, maybe, but it is better being with those 2 than this world. Those traitors are here, and the only reason Beacon isn't closed yet is because of how good of a school it is. Velvet, but what about Fox and Yatsuhashi? Coco, I have spoken with them, they will miss us, but in case we are next, they have a team of 2 they can join. Velvet nodded, happy with the answer her friend gave her. Velvet, at least they have a plan. Do you have any aces? Coco threw her cards on the ground in anger. Coco, how do you always know what I have? Velvet, your glasses are literally revealing your cards. Coco, I can't even be mad, that was my fault. Velvet giggled at Coco's reaction. Suddenly Coco received a message from Osbin and Ironwood. Seeing the message made her blood boil. Velvet, what's wrong? Coco, apparently the Atlas Forces leader needs us as bait as well, our former lovely principal. Velvet, why us? Coco, remember that creature that ate John, Penny, Pyrrha and Ruby's dog Zwei? Velvet nodded. Coco, apparently a new creature is attacking Vale looking for us, and they want to freeze it at the bottom of the ocean by using us as bait. Velvet, they can't be serious about using us as bait. Coco showed Velvet the message as the rabbit fauness was shocked reading it herself. Velvet, oh damn it. Coco, let's just go and be a sacrifice. Maybe we don't have to deal with Osbin if we go with it willingly. Velvet, why does that sound like a better idea than the one they have? Coco shrugged. They switched into their huntress outfit and waited for them to be picked up. After 5 minutes, someone knocked on their door. Velvet, come in. Winter opened the door, and they could tell even though she thought this idea was dumb. Winter, I hope both of you are ready for this plan. Coco, so we all agree that Ironwood and Osbin are stupid, right? Winter and Velvet agreed. Coco, surprised you actually agreed. Winter, last time one of those creatures attacked, there were a lot of casualties. This will be the same unless you willingly give yourself up. They then were escorted to a bullhead. The beetle creature looked towards their direction. It stopped and began to walk towards Velvet and Coco, while with the 2 girls, they were glaring at Osbin, who was standing in front of them as a hologram. Osbin, now don't give me that. Velvet, Buck, no, you're the reason Ruby and Blake have gone rogue. Coco, Velvet, calm down please. Velvet, no. This guy thinks if we manage to take down the next creature that it won't come back. Here is a good idea. Inform us next time and let us make a decision on how to handle this. Velvet was breathing heavily from yelling at Ajban. The hologram looked uncomfortable. Velvet, I don't want to hear your excuses. Do me and Coco a favor and shut for Alm's sake up. Ajban kept quiet. He knew the rabbit faunus won't let it go how they had betrayed both Ruby and Blake's trust. In another bullhead, Weiss could be seen nervous as she was called to help her sister freeze the creature. Nora, calm down Weiss, it shouldn't be that hard. Weiss, that thing is bigger than the first creature that appeared, not to mention the first one easily broke out when I froze it. Yang, don't think much of it Ice Queen, your sister is also helping you. Maybe after you have managed to take down that thing, people will stop looking at you like you're some garbage human being. Weiss, maybe you are right. Ironwood, we should soon be over the location, get ready. Weiss took a deep breath as all they waited for is the beetle-like creature's arrival. They all were shown how far it was from them. It got closer with each second there went. Winter looked at Coco and Velvet with pity, wishing there was some way this wasn't the plan. It soon arrived at their location. It confused everyone. It wasn't in the water. But Velvet heard a sound behind her and turned her head around and stared directly into the creature's eyes as it was flying beside the bullhead. Velvet crap. It grabbed the bullhead that Coco and Velvet were on and began to tear it in half. The other bullhead tried to stop it but found their effort pointless. Soon the bullhead was pulled apart. Winter, Velvet, and Coco fell into the water below them. The creature used one of its arms and picked up both Coco and Velvet. Winter barely grabbed onto its arm and held for her own life to not fall as it brought them with it back to Remnant. Ironwood, after it. The bullhead began to fly after the creature, shooting it, but it didn't flinch. It continued to move towards the forest where the first creature disappeared, landing on the ground. Winter almost fell down as it stepped into a portal and vanished right in front of the other people's eyes. Ajban, another two lost to the creatures. Ironwood, and lost one of my best commanders. Ajban, we also lost the Winter Maiden powers. Back with Melissa and May, they still felt the creature move until it stopped. It had reached the outskirts of a town and opened its mouth, allowing the two girls to get out. May, that was gross. Melissa agreed. The creature they saw left back to their world as they just tried to get rid of the extra saliva that had landed on them when they were inside its mouth. May, I could really use a bath right now. Melissa, Isuku told me you used to smell like smoke. May, I prefer smoke over monster spit. Soon they see a new creature emerge within the forest behind them, with Winter, Coco, and Velvet. Winter couldn't hold on any longer, as she fell down and landed on the ground below her. Coco and Velvet was brought over to Melissa and May that was done getting most of the monster that brought them spit off. Coco, who are you two and why do you smell so bad? Melissa, I am Melissa Shield and she is May Hatsum. May, and the reason we smell so bad is because we were transported inside the mouth of a giant creature and brought here. Velvet, I feel bad for you. May, Melissa, how is the system of the suit? Melissa, it is still working. May, activate the scanner. Melissa nodded as Coco and Velvet looked at them confused. May, we are looking for a friend of ours. He is in this world if the creature brought us here. Velvet, could you help us looking for ours as well? May, sure, but me and Melissa need to find ours first. Melissa, I found him, along with Shoka and Eri. Follow me. The three girls begin to follow Melissa. Lucky it was around night, so most people were asleep and won't be able to see Velvet's ears. They arrive at a mansion that seemed to still have lights on. Melissa went over and knocked on the door. Soon Summer opened the door and looked at them. Velvet and Coco, is that you, Ruby? Summer, sorry, it seems you have mistaken me for my daughter. Melissa, excuse me, miss, but you wouldn't have to be housing a boy named Isuku Midoriya as well, his daughter Eri and another person he knows. Summer, you must be Melissa, right? Melissa, how did you? Summer, Isuku has told me about the people from his world. He spoke highly of you and the pink-haired girl behind you, and not to mention, I am not housing him, he is housing me and more people along with my daughter and her cat Fauna's friend. Velvet, wait, both of them are here? Summer, of course, come inside. Allowing them to enter, Melissa, May, Velvet, and Coco was greeted by an unnatural sight. Ruby, that now had wolf ears and a tail while her eyes was glowing as she was chasing Lily around with her scythe. Blake could be seen on top of a shelf hissing at Zwei. Isuku was relaxing on the couch with Aria watching a series with Seraphal. Pyrrha and Penny was trying to stop Ruby from killing Lily. Ulfus was using Izuku's left arm as support as she was sleeping. Kateria trying to get Blake off the shelf so she could continue working. Ravel was on the ground laughing with Aquino while Zenobia was writing down in her notebook. Ingvile tried to get Blake down from the shelf as it was close to falling, and last, Sona looked done with her life. Summer, Ruby, stop trying to kill Lily. Ruby, but she. Summer, didn't do it with Izuku in the real world. Just because she was in his sacred gear during the time when it happened, doesn't mean it counts, not to mention, you and Blake already have done it with him. Ruby grumbled a bit as she saw the guest. Ruby, Velvet? Coco? Velvet and Coco, Ruby. They tackle her in a hug. Ruby, so good to see you. Velvet, what have you and Blake been doing since you arrived here? Ruby, other than killing a few people, a lot have actually happened. Izuku turned towards the other guest. Izuku, hey May, hey Melissa, long time no see. Melissa, you seem to be in a better mode than when you were still in our world. Izuku, I am now, ever since I met Ruby and Blake. Melissa, anything troublesome happened? Izuku, a story time for tomorrow. That reminds me, Melissa, May, mind fixing the last issues with Penny? She took a lot of damage. I did try my best to fix most things. May, sure, but first a bath. Summer, I will show where they are. Coco, I could use one as well. Velvet, not the only one. After falling into the ocean, I want this smell off me. Summer then guided the girls to the bathroom as Sona looked at the rogues. Sona, this place needs more space now. Seraphal, nothing I can't cover Sotan. Ruby, Pyrrha, where is your future husband? Pyrrha, Ruby, please stop teasing. And he is going on a walk. He did bring his sword with him, and please don't say that again. Ruby, alright, I won't. I hope he doesn't run into a stray. Blake, Ruby, get your dog away from me. Sona just went to her room for the night in her new home in the human world. While back in the forest with Winter, she was on the ground holding her ankle as it was broken. Winter, this can't get any worse. Random stray devil, I wouldn't be so sure of that. Winter turned towards the stray as her eyes widened seeing the monstrosity in front of her. Winter, what are you? Random stray devil, I am a stray devil, you will be a tasty meal. But before that, I think I will have some fun with you. Winter tried to crawl away, but the stray caught her by her broken ankle. She yelped in pain as the stray forced her closer to it. She tried to use her semblance, but it squeezed her ankle as the pain was too much for her to focus. It then ripped off her clothes, leaving her only in her underwear, just as it was about to do more. It felt its arms getting cut off. Random stray devil, who did that? John, taking advantage against someone that has a broken ankle and can't defend themselves, that is pretty low. Random stray devil, here I thought I should be worried, but you aren't those humans. John, you are right, but I am their friend. John held up his sword as the stray turned its focus on him. It charged at him, but John avoided it and cut its back. The stray tried to continue hitting him, but he would either dodge or use his sword to block it. It was getting pretty annoyed by John continuing to make a fool of it. It tried on last time, but John stabbed it in the heart and sliced upwards, killing the stray. John mind, glad Izuku, Ruby and Blake have helped train me and Pyrrha in case we ran into a stray ourselves. He then turned his attention towards Winter. John, hello there, I don't think I have met you, but you remind me of Weiss. Winter, I am her elder sister, my name is Winter Schnee. John, I am John Ark. Winter, many thought you got. John Eaton, no, me, Pyrrha, Penny and Zwei were brought here, to Ruby and Blake. Winter, they are also here? John nodded before taking off his jacket and handed it to Winter before turning his eyes away. John, might not be much, but should be able to cover your upper body. Winter blushed as she realized that she still was in her underwear. She grabbed a jacket and put it on. John, can you walk? Winter, no, my ankle is broken. John, couldn't you use your semblance to protect you from the fall? Winter, well, I was brought here against my will and clung onto a giant beetle-like creature for dear life that I forgot about my semblance and aura. John picked Winter up as the action shocked Winter. John, I will bring you to the others. Winter, wait, what about Miss Scarlatina and Miss Adele, are they safe? John, Pyrrha sent a message to me not long ago about Coco and Velvet being inside Ruby, Blake and their boyfriend's home. I did also send her one about you being here before they stray attacked you. Winter, at least they are safe, but who is their boyfriend? John, he is a nice guy Isuku, just try your best not to get on his bad side. Winter, they are dating the same guy. John, well, Isuku has been helping them a lot, so they fell for him and agreed to share him. Winter, this is a lot to take in. John, don't worry, you have a long time to think about it, so take your time. John carried her back to the rogue's home. Back with the rogue, they had got the message about him finding Winter. They wondered what is going to happen next now more their friends from his coming to this world. The only thing they can do now is help those that are already here adjust to the new world they are in.
Let me know in the comments below if you guys want the next part. Also check out my other video that has been shown and left. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video please like and share this video. And have a fantastic day. Bye.